Hello and welcome everyone to another episode on Anfield Index of Matchday Live. I'm your host Jack McIndoe and we're taking you through all the matchday commentary this evening at Anfield, as Liverpool will be hoping to get a massive, till now in the end of the season, so every single point means ever so much in respect to Liverpool's chase for European football next season. Reds, how are we? Morning, evening, wherever you are watching or listening to Anfield Index this evening. Hope you all had a fantastic day, everyone. Of course, I'll be taking you through every single kick here at Anfield as well, and it's a familiar opponent, of course. Liverpool did face Newcastle United in a final last season. Sadly, didn't get over that result as well. But yeah, certainly Liverpool obviously have taken Alexander Isak off Newcastle United. But we'll speak about Newcastle, their new signings, a bit of analysis really in respect to how they have fared very much in the Premier League so far this season. For me, just quickly jump ahead, I do feel, and Reds, most importantly, what do you feel when you've analysed Newcastle coming into this new season? Very much underperformed in respect for me personally, but obviously if they didn't wait too long to get that Alexander Isak money, then maybe they could have redistributed all that financial might that they did get from Isak to other areas of their team, and it certainly strengthened off the back of not a busy transfer window to say the least anyway. But Reds, yeah, 3 points. Arne Slot, of course, he's had his press conference and everything. But it's all about Liverpool this evening for the first opening stage of this show. Straight into the starting 11 for Liverpool this evening. Obviously, there was an expected change down that right-hand side of Liverpool's defence. Of course, Frimpong out, obviously, with another injury. Obviously, Conor Bradley still out, but it is Dominic Szoboszlai will be playing right back this evening. Start with the goalkeeper, Alisson Becker. Obviously, Dominic Szoboszlai, Ibu Konate back into Liverpool's starting 11 as well. Ibu, thinking of you, lad. We all are. Every single Liverpool fan around the world. Obviously, been a very difficult moment, not just for Ibu, but everyone involved in Ibu's family as well. So Ibu and everyone, much love to everyone at Ibu, Konate family as well. Thoughts and prayers. But Ibu, we'll be with you, lads, and hopefully we'll know you're putting in a fantastic performance tonight and going into the back end of the season as well. So it's fantastic to see Ibu back doing what he loves doing, and that's playing football as well, especially for Liverpool. So obviously he's partnered with Virgil van Dijk as well. Milos Kerkez facilitating down on Liverpool's left-hand side of the defence. The two number 6 tonight, Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister as well. Dominic Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz in the number 10 role by the looks of it. Cody Gakpo and Hugo Ekitike leading the line for Liverpool this evening as well, Reds. And for the visitors, Nick Pope, Trippier, Fabian Schär, not Fabian Schär, Dan Burn, obviously for Lewis Hall, Ramsey, Tonali, Willock, Elanga, Gordon and Harvey Barnes. Let's hope Harvey Barnes isn't scoring an equaliser tonight and he's scoring no goals anyway. But in terms of the bench for Liverpool, Mamardashvili, Nallo, Andy Robinson, Calvin Ramsey, Jones, Curtis Jones, Trey Nioni, Endo, Federico Chiesa and Rio Engamua. And for the visitors on their bench, Ramsdale, Murphy, Sharda, Botman, Lewis Miley, Jacob Murphy, Nick Woltemade, Osula, who was linked with a move to the Bundesliga. I thought he honestly went, but obviously he's still in the ranks at Newcastle. And obviously Wissa, the former Brentford forward, of course, makes up their bench. So yeah, obviously a couple of big key injuries, of course, for Liverpool. As we know, Joe Gomez still out. Conor Bradley, Leone, Frimpong did get injured last week, midweek as well, which isn't ideal. Stefan Bajcetic and Isaac, the main one, who was a lot of, especially going to Newcastle on match week 3 or 4. Obviously, when Liverpool got that big win at St James's, of course, Rio Engamua, magic moment for him. Well, a magic moment certainly in Liverpool's early stages of our season anyway. But in terms of some of the key injuries Newcastle are facing, not just this week, but over the last couple of weeks as well. Wissa has only just recently come back over the last couple of weeks. If anyone didn't see that at the beginning of the year, he signed, got injured, come back, got injured, and then he's come back now as well. So if there's any Geordies out there, I think they'll be wanting to, certainly if they want to be chasing European competition with Liverpool as well this season for qualification, it's going to be really tight this year, especially of teams in the vicinity of Liverpool and Newcastle and anyone below Aston Villa really, and Newcastle and obviously Chelsea this evening. As it stands, it was still 2-2. Chat, you'll update me, I'm pretty sure anyway, but that was 2-2. Them Chelsea coming back from 2-0 down against West Ham, of all teams really. Bit of a mad one, that in all honesty, but there was a lot of changes leading the line for Chelsea. So yeah, if that game does finish 2-2, then it's an opportunity for Liverpool and Newcastle United to very much to hopefully go a bit more further ahead of Chelsea in respect to the league table as well. As it stands, yeah. So Liverpool at the moment, if that game was to finish 2-2, Chelsea, obviously West Ham at Stamford Bridge, Liverpool would have the game in hand this evening. Obviously we currently are 2 points behind Chelsea, so a win for Liverpool would leapfrog the Reds into a position of number we get into the top 4, but of course Manchester United are still yet to play this weekend. So yeah, and obviously Villa has still got their game. So hopefully, and if you missed the results, obviously Arsenal scoring off an own goal again. When you looks in certainly, and obviously them in set pieces. I think we'd all take a load of set piece goals from Liverpool this season. Sadly, we've been on the receiving end of far too many this season anyway. So there's a lot going on this weekend anyway. But the main priority, as it always is, Reds on the watch longs as well, is Liverpool. A big win for the Reds would be massive in respect to obviously the confidence that we have been off the back of obviously Wednesday night's game in the Champions League. Great to see Liverpool finish in the top 8, which is absolutely imperative in respect of course, the financial side, but most importantly, getting Liverpool back into winning ways. The inconsistent nature of this Liverpool side, like all of us when we've all watched it, every single Liverpool game, analysed it critically pre and post match as well. It's been annoying to say the least, really. But at the end of the day, it's been a very difficult season in all respects for Everton and Liverpool. On the pitch, and in terms of just getting a lot of injured players as well, players coming back and not quite getting the form and then getting re-injured. But you know what? Obviously, the January window is going to be closing this evening as well, Red. So we know it's going to be at very much a busy window next season. Certainly a lot of turnover in respect to players coming in and out of the football club. But yeah, we just got to finish this season really strong, and it starts by tonight as well. And hopefully we can kind of convert our Liverpool form at Anfield into a bit more of a consistent basis and a good foundation and building blocks really going into the latter stages of this season anyway. Of course, we're only still in January. There's plenty of football to go, but I think certainly Liverpool hopefully can fully capitalise on starting from tonight. Is a good result to hopefully put on the board really, and it doesn't get more difficult when you're playing against Newcastle United as well, Ed. So yeah, like, share and subscribe to Anfield Index if you are new as well. You'll have the usual schedule this evening. You've got the post-match Raw lads as well. Dave and Trevor and the lads analysing the game following the full-time whistle. If you are an Anfield Index Pro member, you'll be able to listen to that in full entirety as soon as the lads have finished up. But if you are a Pro subscriber, and obviously you have joined the Discord as well, you'll be able to listen to that in the sound studio when it's getting recorded as well, so you get instant access to the post-match Raw as well, and pose any questions to the lads when they are live on air as well. This evening, following the full-time whistle, and especially on Matchday Live as well, you'll have Lewis Aspinall taking you through all the game as well, getting his insights and certainly getting all your reaction to what will hopefully be a massive win for Liverpool. Performances, I know we've said on the watch-alongs a lot of times this season, but the inconsistent nature of this Liverpool side. But there's got to be a turning point, really, and hopefully tonight is, hopefully we can get back-to-back wins. What feels like, it just feels like every single week you watch Liverpool, it's like we win a game, draw a game and then lose a game, or just in a lot of variation in respect to all the results for Liverpool as well. But it's good. Certainly, we've seen quite a lot of the speculation as well in respect to Curtis Jones. Reds, as I said, obviously Anfield Index has certainly covered that. Lewis spoke about it this morning. Been plenty of quotes and certainly a lot of podcasts on that topic in particular as well. But obviously Curtis was linked. If you missed, obviously, if you've seen the Daily Red, but if you've been living under a rock, I know a lot of you don't have social media, some of you as well. In respect to Curtis Jones, I'd be gutted to see if he is to go this January window. If Liverpool were to allow Curtis Jones to depart, with even, obviously there's a lot of we're very well respected journalists that have very much played this rumour, speculation, story down as well. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense if he was to go anyway. Liverpool would certainly not be losing Curtis Jones. Would be losing a lot of quality, but most importantly, would be losing a player that is very much needed. It's not like Liverpool have got a lot of high calibre options, especially in midfield, especially when we're playing Ryan Gravenberch centre half as we did on Wednesday night as well. So and Endo playing right back. So yeah, it's a lot of speculation chat. Just obviously, as we always say, especially me when I'm do my shows or whatnot, I just always look out for the main big names anyway. David Lynch, obviously Paul Joyce, and the very well respected names as well. We'll speak about it, the rumours and everything, but yeah, if he is to depart Curtis, it'd be a sad day for me, because I really do rate the lads, and he's a very good squad player, and he needs, I do feel, but it's whether Curtis, his agency as well, they want a more regular big contract if he is to get a. But I tell you what, now if he was to go to Inter Milan anyway, I think you only have to look at Scott McTominay, the impact he's made in Naples. Obviously, even Luka Modric. Yes, Luka Modric is a world-class footballer. Luka Modric to still be playing in City at the age of 50, 100%. He's that good. So yeah, I think if Curtis was eventually to go to City, I think that league would certainly suit him down to an absolute T, really. Obviously, you got Çalhanoğlu, you got Barella. Obviously, you got some Mkhitaryan as well. Some of their midfielders aren't getting on a fair bit anyway, but you can understand why they certainly, not just Inter, but a lot of European clubs and a lot of English sides will certainly take a big key interest with Curtis, of course, with the length of contract that is still left currently. I think he's got a year or so left on his contract, so I think the wise thing for Liverpool, if we are going to be lowering him out, give him a new contract, because as we said, next season, if we don't get all those contracts signed, we could see a very big turnover of players coming to the remaining end of their contracts as well. It's not like we've got an endless pit of money, is it? So, we've just got to be very careful and shrewd, really, with the players that do come in and do depart or do leave on a possible free transfer by the looks of it as well. So, chat, get your comments in. I want to, obviously, hopefully it's not a 4-3 game Reds, as long as we win. But obviously Liverpool and Newcastle have got a very storied history. Obviously the 95-96 Liverpool game is in now, not just Anfield folklore, but of course Premier League Anfield football folklore as well. It was a famous game, and obviously Stan Collymore and all the lads that did play in that game. It was a bit of a mad one. Obviously David Gillen, Keegan as well at the time, the manager of Newcastle. Love it if we beat them. But yeah, sadly didn't win the league that season. We all would have loved that, Newcastle winning it as well. But of course, the connections between, not just on the football pitch, but for Liverpool and Newcastle, in terms of the city as well. Newcastle is a phenomenal city. Very similar in respects to Liverpool, working class city as well. They love, passionate about the football. But yeah, a very special football club, and certainly a very good football club for me. I think even the city, I think we can all agree. If anyone's ever been to Newcastle, I've only been once anyway, but yeah, a fantastic place, and too like the Geordies as well. Big up there, big up there, bud. Big up there, Tilsheen as well. Hello, Jack. How are we, bud? Nice one for tuning in, mate. And Reds, if you are new, hit that subscribe button down below. Do drop a like on the video if you haven't already done so. As I said, we're chock-a-block with shows following the full-time whistle. Of course, you have Late Night Live with Lewis, and obviously the post-match Raw lads will be taking you through their analysis on the game following the conclusion of tonight's game. Big up there to Ashin. Hello, Jack. Looks like Newcastle are going for pace with that lineup, low block and quick counters. If that fails, bring on the 2 strikers after 60-70 minute game plan as well. Yeah, they've got, as you said there, Toshin, a lot of quality fundamentally in their side. Obviously, I don't know how you feel, Reds, and just any Geordies who are in the comments as well. Alanga was signed for a lot of money, wasn't he? A lot of money. I think that's one transfer that's gone under the radar because I think everyone knew the price tag anyway. But I think a lot gets spoken about some of Liverpool's transfers. And if you haven't seen the interview that Floody and Wirtz has done with the BBC today, chat, I think it might be a couple of part podcasts. The lady presenter, I've forgotten her name, apologies, but it's fantastic interview, Reds, and you can even, I think I've only seen part 1 anyway, but check it out, Reds. I think it'll probably be on the iPlayer or it'll be on certainly X across all social media platforms as well. But a fantastic interview, very candid really in terms of just, seems to be settling really well. And I think the big key line out of that interview for me in part 1 with Wirtz is, just needed to, I think he come out with along the lines, paraphrasing, just needs to very much believe in himself, and that's certainly what he's done. He just believed in himself. We all do, Flo, and he's got to keep on working hard and keep on doing what he's doing. Eventually, our strikers and Salah will start putting the ball in the back of the net, and when they do, then Flo will be getting certainly double figures in assists on a regular basis in respect to assists. I'll tell you what, chat. He's still a young player anyway. And a player of that ilk. I know rival fans went, oh, it's a lot of money, like 100 nods, but that's when you analyse any transfer fee, yes, it's a lot of money at the time, but if you keep a player for 8-10 years, it's really not a lot, really. Of course, the wages speak for themselves, but certainly the wages will certainly be backed up with a lot more league titles in the future. Fully confident about that, Reds. I know this season's not been what we expected, but obviously there's a lot of... the season's been impacted by a lot of issues really, but fingers crossed. Floody and Wirtz leading the line for Liverpool next couple of seasons as well. And 120, 30, whatever we paid for Flo, will literally look like an absolute steal in all honesty. So check that out. It's on social media. It's on obviously the YouTube as well. So if you haven't seen it out. Floody and Wirtz, just search BBC interview. Come up, a fantastic interview, Reds. A great watch and certainly a great listener as well. Big up there, Martin, as well. You never walk alone, Diogo. Yeah, and Diogo and Andre as well. Always on our thoughts as well, Reds. Big up there, Mark. How are we, buds? Yeah, he's in the starting 11 tonight, mate, which is fantastic. But yeah, and as I say, Reds, it's the main thing for him. And as I say, Reds, we're all behind him, and you never walk alone in your good moments and your bad moments as well. Even if you are a fan and a management at a football club, we always get together. So you never walk alone, Reds. But yes, we can be a couple of sticking. Well, big up there, Robbie. I'm a scout that lives in Newcastle. Just started a 12-hour shift. Big up there, Robbie. Full of Newcastle supporters. Hope we win. Couldn't cope with the stick. The Geordies, they got an amazing sense of humour. The sound ones anyway, but the very similar Liverpool and Newcastle, as I said, top of the show. If anyone's ever been, or particularly if you've got family members or whatever, an amazing city, amazing people as well. And it's good that the beginning of the year, that it wasn't a good game for Newcastle and Liverpool fans, was it, Robbie? We can all agree at the beginning of the year. Obviously that game, Rio and Gamur, we were made up, but in terms of when we were all watching it, or even the travelling cop as well, we've had a couple of games like that this season, mate. But Yeah, big up there, Robbie. As I said, mate, probably just if you obviously listen to the commentary tonight, mate, obviously stay tuned. I'll cover every single kick this evening, mate, and anyone watching or listening. And let's hope we can get all 3 points as well. Can I say given on mix mistake? I think we big up there, Mike, as well. Yeah, what do I think? I think it's good for him, really, in all honesty. I think, as I said, it's good for him to focus on football. I think if anyone's got any loves or passions, really, or jobs, really, I think anyone that's gone through difficult moments in their life, I think it's important that you try and your best to focus on something, whether that's work or your passion or whatever. But obviously the main thing, Mike, he'll feel the love tonight, mate, and obviously he'll always feel the love, and it's this crazy social media world we live in, Mike, as well. And just a reality, just a note to all of us, Reds. Obviously, when you analyse players, they're all our idols, aren't they, Reds? And it's like, oh, we're disappointed when we see a game like that. In terms of if a player does have a bad performance, which players do happen, but of course, just a reminder, really, that of course we hold these footballers up to such great heights as well. But yeah, it's everyone's human. Everyone's going through challenges on a day-to-day basis, whether you meet them in the street, whether you see them online as well. It's important that everyone's human, and you just got to support each other, and certainly we'll support Ibu. So I think Ibu, it'll be a very difficult moment tonight, of course, like anyone that's suffered loss or any challenges in their life. Then yeah, I think, Mike, it'll be difficult for him, but I think a loud cop or a loud every Liverpool supporter getting behind him tonight he'll love it. I think that's certainly what he will need as well. So yeah, that's what's your thoughts on that, mate? Anyway, so yeah, and don't be apologising, lads. It's all good. No one ever has to apologise on any of the shows as well if you're late. The only people that should apologise that they're late is me. I think I might have been a minute late today as well, so I do apologise, everyone. So yeah, but yeah, Mark saying, it's a difficult. It's mad, but at the end of the day, I think for next season, Reds, if we can, I say just if we win, we've got a big chance of winning the Champions League this season. I know this season being very inconsistent, but there's one team that showed, certainly in English football, that we're capable of winning a European Cup, especially over the last 10 years. The amount of European Cup finals we've been under Jürgen, and certainly I think we will go into a couple of European Cup finals under Arne Slot as well. He's got a capable squad. When everyone's back to full fitness and playing in full flow, really, then it's disappointing, Mark. But obviously going into next season, I think it's very important that Liverpool were strong in all areas. But you can't really compensate for Rimfong was in the Bundesliga, didn't have many injuries, not to the extent that he had, but it's just about managing the minutes for all the players, not just Rimfong. But I do feel we rushed Conor Bradley back too quick this season as well when he come back from injury. So I don't know. There's certainly data out there, but it's just sometimes in football it does come down to a bit of luck as well along the way. We can't buy like 3 top class right backs. It doesn't make financial sense. It wouldn't make financial sense unless you're Manchester City, where you can throw 50-60 million pound of fullbacks and just stockpile them anyway. So yeah, it's disappointing. On an average season, you'd probably have at least one of your right backs fully fit for at least a 6-month stint, but we haven't. So yeah, and we all know the way Liverpool analyse potential signs as well. I think obviously we all know how obviously Liverpool runs the data department. It's all about identifying players that can play a variety of positions. The one player that sticks out in my mind, obviously, is obviously Fabinho. When we did sign him, the fella's name's gone out of my head completely. Ian Graham, sorry. Obviously, if you haven't read his book, obviously I've listened to his audio book as well, and he just spoke about the profile of Fabinho in terms of obviously just going through the aspects of any player coming into Liverpool. It's about obviously the fundamental footballing qualities, the personalities, but one of the big criteria of when you've analysed and scouting players was the viability in different positions. Obviously, if he's a DM, if he can play right back, if he can play centre half, that certainly does stand out in respect to their analysis when they're looking at potential new signings as well. So, apologies there, Chaz. It's one of them. Good. Happy days there, Robbie. All good, mate. But Chaz, what have you made of Newcastle's season, really? Of course, half an hour from kick-off. Mentioned the Curtis Jones bit anyway, and you've probably seen the speculation. That's what I do think it all is in respect to obviously the lad Dumfries, the Dutch right back anyway. Yeah. I think he's you don't know anyway. I think he's got a year or so left on his contract. Obviously, Lewis Aspinall mentioned it this morning on the Daily Red and broke down the story. But yeah, a bit of a mad one, really. I do think Dumfries will possibly end up at Barcelona, but saying that they've just recently signed João Cancelo back, haven't they, the Barcelona? So yeah, a bit of a mad one, really. Very much to say the least. But in respect to Newcastle United so far this season as well, that's in relation to the Premier League so far, they've lost 8 games in the Premier League this season, of course, on match week 2 it was, sorry, transfer was a bit more later on in the season, but yeah, we played them on match week 2. Obviously, the hands of Liverpool, a big 3-2 win for the Reds on match week 2 of the Premier League, and they've had some losses, a narrow 2-1 loss against Arsenal, and match week 6, losses to Brighton, losses to Fulham, losses to West Ham, losses to Brentford as well. Losing against Sunderland, the Geordies certainly won't be liking that performance anyway, but that was a big result for Sunderland anyway. When's their next game against Sunderland? Let's have a quick look. Their next game is on March the 22nd. That's going to be a big game for them anyway. But yeah. And obviously losses to Aston Villa last week. That was a disappointing result for Newcastle. Obviously Villa rocked up to St James's Park and put in a very good performance. But yeah, it's one of them chats. You look at Liverpool, you look at Newcastle, you look at obviously Aston Villa. If they win their game in hand, or if Liverpool drop points, I think if Villa can win their game, I think they can go 10 points clear of Liverpool, depending on how Liverpool's results does go this evening anyway. And yeah, third place is probably gone, I do feel, chat. So it's all about 4th and 5th choice, because obviously Liverpool, not just Liverpool, England's standing in respect to the European places. I seen something today as well in respect to the Spanish La Liga. Depending on how some other results go in European football as well, La Liga's on the verge potentially this season, if the European results don't go their way in the Spanish teams getting to the latter stages of European competitions, all of them, not just the main European league anyway, the Europa League and all the other ones, then you can certainly get a Champions League spot taken off them. So possibly La Liga, possibly going to 3 positions. So of course the English sides, it was like 5 or 6 out of the top 8 are English teams as well, Liverpool being one of them, which is fantastic. But yeah, the strength, it will be 5th place, I do feel, this season, chat. So don't be worrying about, obviously it's not just going to be 4th place, it will be a case of 5th place in England getting a Champions League spot as well. So yeah, there's plenty to play for this season, Reds, but the main thing is Liverpool can just try and get a bit ahead of the pack, really. Obviously Manchester United have still got a game to play this weekend. United are 2 points ahead of Liverpool, plus 7 goal difference for Manchester United. Liverpool are on plus 3 in respect to the league standings as well. A draw for Everton as well. Everton, if they last two results have went their way would have been at least 3-4 points ahead of Liverpool. But I think the main thing, thankfully, Liverpool, we've had two back-to-back results in previous weeks for not just Liverpool, but in terms of the teams in and around us as well, that have gone our way favourably, thankfully, which we've certainly needed given the inconsistent nature of Liverpool this season as well. Bear 1 second there, Chaz. So get stream off. Only chess. That's not working. There we go. Just trying to sort the make sure the Facebook stream has gone up. Yeah, it is. I'll do that. Let's quickly sort on this out. There we go, Chris. I'm just deleting it. People spamming on the Facebook Live for some bizarre reason. The software I use, Ecam, I was trying to delete it, but you can't. You actually have to go on the Facebook page. But there we go. Have Chelsea scored, Mike? Oh, bloody hell. Let's quickly get that result. So that's not the result we certainly need. Oh, so typical. Oh yeah, that game just finished as well, hasn't it? 92nd minute winner. So, not ideal, that Eds anyway. Obviously, Tadebo's red card coming. He played 11 minutes added on. So yeah, that happened in our game. 11 minutes added on. You'd never heard of the end of it from rival Premier League fans anyway. Going, he just got absolutely everything as well. So, in respect to the standings as it is at the minute, Reds, Liverpool are currently 4 points off Chelsea in 4th place. United still with their game in hand are still 2 points ahead. So really, in terms of Liverpool keeping up with that gap, really with Chelsea, because you don't want that Liverpool to be dropping points tonight and then that gap being 4 points, and then Liverpool possibly in the future dropping another 3 points. Then that gap you don't want. We've already alluded to the big deficit in respect to Liverpool's position and third with Aston Villa. You don't want that gap even opening up anymore, as it has over recent weeks in respect to obviously Arsenal, City and Aston Villa really. So disappointing that, Mike, but you know what, just started more. No, obviously there's always pressure on Liverpool in respect to winning games of football as well, Ed. So yeah, just looking at them, just got to crack on and put in a performance as well. So you look at some of the results, the positive results that they've had in respect. It's a bit similar. Newcastle, very similar to Liverpool in respect to their season. In terms of the away records, So the record this season, 9 wins, 6 draws, and 8 losses. Very similar in respect to Liverpool. The amount of draws Liverpool and Newcastle have certainly suffered this season has had a detrimental impact in respect to getting them up a lot more high into the Champions League spots as well. You look at the goal spread for and against, averaged, obviously, Newcastle's goals scored in the Premier League, 1.39 per goals scored, and goals against in the Premier League averages 29 goals conceded as well, 1.26 per game. So, and just heading over to obviously statistics in respect to their goal scorers as well, says a lot when their highest goal scorer in the Premier League is a midfielder in the form of Bruno Guimaraes as well. Nick Voltemade started the season really well in terms of his impact. Listening and analysing a bit of post-match content and off the back of the Champions League game on Wednesday night. There was a lot of discussion from Geordies as well in respect to the lack of service sometimes. For obviously Nick Woltemade as well. There's been some weeks where he hasn't started as well. But I think that just goes to show, of course, Alexander Isak's season last year was absolutely instrumental in that respect as well. But in terms of Bruno Guimaraes, top goal scorer in the Premier League for Newcastle, 8 goals. Nick Woltemade scoring 7 goals. And then Harvey Barnes being their third highest goal scorer in respect to their Premier League campaign so far. So it's a bit of a mad one, in all honesty, in respect to their performances so far. But if they want to be a regular Champions League team, I think it's important and very imperative that they do strengthen in respect to getting those goals back into the side. We've mentioned obviously Bruno Guimaraes, but you look at Vissa, he's going to be huge. A big outlay on Nick Woltemade as well. I think he's going to be a fantastic signing. It doesn't certainly help when the first interview he mentions Liverpool as well. Newcastle fans weren't best too pleased with that interview. Pretty sure the PR department or had a little word of him not to mention Liverpool again in another Newcastle United interview anyway, just to send Newcastle fans into a frenzy, as it did at the beginning of the season. But he's learning. But obviously Malik Frau forward as well, the German centre half, a big money signing from AC Milan. Only 24 years old, but he's got a big reputation in respect to when he's come through the academy in European football as well. But I think a sign of that nature was a big clear intent for Newcastle. Obviously, look at Sven Botman at the back, like Fiao as well. I do apologise on the pronunciation of that as well, chap. But yeah, he's got 3 goals this season, which is massive in all respects to their goals scored. So it says a lot. The 4th highest goal scorer for Newcastle is a centre half as well. Their top goal scorer in the Premier League is a central midfielder, central defensive midfielder as well. He does a bit of everything. Bruno Guimaraes, which is fantastic, as well. So yeah, Harvey Barnes 5 goals, and Anthony Gordon as well. He's had a really I thought he'd scored a lot more anyway, but he's only had 1,125 minutes this season, Anthony Gordon, and he's only got 2 goals, 1 assist in the Premier League, which isn't ideal in all honesty, but has been in and out for a couple of times this season. He played 18 games this season in the Prem. So yeah, just goals Newcastle certainly do need. You're looking at Elanga, the spread of goals, lack of their goals in the Premier League this season. Only got no goals, 1 assist in 19 match games played in the Premier League. So yeah, a bit of a madness in all honesty. Not good enough. Jacob Murphy, who had a fantastic year last year in terms of his impact in the Premier League, he produced a lot of assists. I think the combination play between him and Alexander Isak was very crucial in respect to where biggest supply line come from those two in terms of their link-up play last year. So he's had a massive drop-off in respect to his impact as well, in terms of just only 2 goals, 1 assist as well in 18 games played. So Newcastle have been heavily depleted in respect to the amount of minutes that certain individual players have played and haven't played as well. Like obviously Bruno Guimaraes has the most minutes played so far this season in the Premier League, featuring for 1,800 odd minutes as well. And then there's like a 400 odd minute drop off between him and Nick Woltemade, of course. Mentioned with him, the German, coming off the bench on quite a couple of the occasions as well. But yeah, just a mixed bag really in relation to the amount of minutes played. Very inconsistent, but I think it's a very similar story in respect to Liverpool. When you analyse their goal spread, Liverpool needs to certainly improve. If it's not Salah, then other players do need to chip in. As well, big up there, Isto. How are we, buds? Big up, chat. What's very annoying news about Curtis? That's a very bad news prospects, in my opinion. Yeah, very bad from as I haven't seen. Yeah, in terms of Isto, it's sports stories. It's all about, obviously, we're all in the media game in respect to getting clicks and everyone getting your articles read and all that. You've got to come up with headlines, really, haven't you? Otherwise, no one will be reading your bits and bobs in respect to your content. So yeah, it's obviously Firmino's very well respected, but I think that was more of a bit of a not story, really, in respect to yeah. Fair enough if he come out straight away and he went, here we go, then sound. But I think it was just a case of just an inquiry from Inter Milan, which it looks like it was anyway, and not really. It was just an inquiry with the sake of just Inter Milan inquiring, knowing fully well that Liverpool wouldn't sanction the departure of Curtis Jones this late on in the January window. Obviously, we're on the 31st of January. It's shutting in a matter of a couple of hours anyway. So, yeah, it's just one of them, mate. So, yeah, mate, so I won't be worrying too much about it, mate. Wouldn't surprise me in the next week or so, Curtis Jones comes out and signs a new deal anyway. Yeah, the club's invested millions into that lad, and I think it would be ridiculous if we let him go. And, yeah, he'll get a new deal, certainly, I do feel that. Because there's one thing, I know everyone was bringing up the Curtis Jones post-match interview. I think it was the game that we played, PSV Eindhoven, where he was very critical on his performance and his teammates and the club as well. But we need that presence in the dressing room in terms of Curtis Jones. He gets what it means. He gets what it's all about. And he'll run through a brick wall for every single one of us as well, chat. So, yeah, won't be worrying too much about that, it is, though. It's, yeah, I think, yeah, I've got a good feeling they'll sign a new deal in next week or so, very quickly, just to put to bed a lot of the speculation, and that's what it is at the minute. But, yeah, that's a bit harsh about Mark. We're playing Newcastle tonight. Mark, I don't think you'd be saying that in an hour or so. We're 3-0 down, mate. Yeah, so, yeah, as I said, chat, they're just bits in with Liverpool this season, Reds, in all honesty. Newcastle, just the maddest one in the summer. As like, if there's any Geordies, let us know. But when he analysed that, the amount of time that it took Newcastle United to, obviously, it's all about negotiating. But I think in terms of the long term, and that's where I do feel Newcastle haven't quite learn from their mistakes in respect to the last time they were in Champions League football as well. When they qualified, at that couple of seasons back, when they did get into the top 4, top 5 anyway, and they qualified for Europe, they didn't quite go out and spend the money. Given the supposed financial backing that they've got at the football club anyway, of course, PSR and all the regulations in respect to them. But yeah, obviously we just mentioned the German lad they brought in as well, Malik Fowl as well. He's a great signing, but they needed just more than that. They needed more than Visser coming in as well. Obviously Jacob Ramsey hasn't really hit the heights that they expected. Again, obviously he's come back from an injury last season as well, so they certainly have suffered in respect to not getting enough quality, and I feel Livramento, phenomenal defender. He will possibly, I do feel, end up at Manchester City in the future. I think that's the most bang-on transfer known to man. Him going to Manchester City in the next year or so. Even though I think he's just recently signed, has he signed a new deal? Even players signing new deals doesn't mean a lot, really. So, possibly. Similar with Curtis Jones, if he signs a new deal, I think it'd just be a case of similar in Newcastle with Livramento and other players that we've done in the past. It just helps in respect to negotiations for a potential deal. It just safeguards the club, really, in terms of not losing a player on a free transfer further down the line as well. So, yeah, Anfield will be chock-a-blocker tonight, but we need... Chats, get your score predictions in the comment section below. We need a performance by Liverpool tonight, fundamentally. A massive 3 points, very much needed. I'm just looking at that bench as well, though, chat. Obviously, as you've already alluded to, chat, very counter-attack inside, and I think that's one being Liverpool's challenges this season. When we've all done the watch, when I've commentated on the games this season on Matchday Live, a lot of teams very, very, very counter-attack. I think that's, we look at the PSV Eindhoven game in the Champions League. Liverpool's own errors, yes, but it's just teams when they have got ours this season. I think if they're on it tonight, Liverpool, Newcastle's forward lads anyway, they need to be focused 110% tonight, chat. Of course, with Tonali sitting in front of obviously Dan Burn and Milik Chow as well. Trippier, certainly an opportunity for Liverpool to get at. I want to be seeing Cody Gakpo getting that in 1v1 situations on a lot more of occasions than he has, certainly on a couple of occasions this season in the Premier League. And obviously Milos Kerkez, that's where it is quality. Well, hopefully creating those overlapping and inverted runs for Cody Gakpo. But if we can get a load of goals tonight, that would be fantastic. And obviously Liverpool battering Karabag on Wednesday night 6-0. You'd like to hope. It certainly give me confidence, and it certainly give every single Liverpool fan watching the game. But when we would all analyse, and when we were speaking to everyone as well, even on the post-match show as well, Reds, it was a case of, we've won, but it's Karabag. No respect to them as well, but that was everyone's analysis. It was like, it sounds, we've beat a team that we should be expected to beat, given the quality that we do possess. But that's always been the case, especially this season, where we've had a positive result, and then the following week it's either been with a draw or a bit of an inconsistent nature, really. But obviously Bournemouth 2 weeks ago, putting our unbeaten run to certainly bed. Not the greatest unbeaten run, but it was something, really. But I think if Liverpool can, which we're fully capable of, Reds, we can go on a 10, would be amazing. We can go on a 10, 11, 12 match unbeaten run. I think that would be, not just in terms of Liverpool's future prospects, but in terms of going into the last stages of a European competition as well. And especially the FA Cup. We've obviously got Brighton on the horizon as well in a week or so's time. So the games are going to be coming thick and fast, and Liverpool need to be in the big opportunities, need to be in the position to capitalise on the big results and get a performance over the line as well. So, chat. Yeah, it's going to be one of them. So in terms of the, you look, so in terms of, they're setting up as a 4-3-3 anyway. You got Trippier. We mentioned obviously his lack of pace. I mentioned with Kerkez trying to overlap and underlap as well. It's going to be very interesting. You're going down that left hand side for Liverpool. There is a weakness in respect to the pace, the lack of pace down that right hand side for Newcastle. Willock, the type of profile he is in respect to his game, he's a physical player, likes to get up and down the pitch as well. He's a lad that likes to work hard, very similar to obviously like a Jordan Henderson type player as well, and players of that profile in respect to their game quality. So works really hard, but that's certainly what you need in that Newcastle United midfield. Even when you were down to 10 men against Liverpool, remember match week 2 when we played Newcastle, even though Liverpool, and it was a game where Liverpool were coming up against 10 men, but Newcastle threw a load of players forward. They caused Liverpool issues. We were conceding goals when they had 10 men on the pitch. But that was, little did we know at that time that a couple months later Liverpool would certainly be making some similar a lot of similar errors in that respect to that game that we played Newcastle. Tonali, Ramsey, as well, Harvey Barnes, and obviously Elanga. The one interesting aspect when you analyse that Newcastle starting 11 as well is if Newcastle do struggle to try and just keep hold of the ball and progress higher up the pitch as well. Obviously, I'm very surprised. Obviously, Nick Voltemada isn't starting tonight anyway, but I think it'd just be a case of managing his minutes and managing the minutes of Wissa as well. Alluded, obviously, Wissa coming back from injury. So they have got 3 attackers on the bench there, Newcastle, if needs be. Nick Voltemada, Osula, and obviously Wissa as well. Bit surprised that at least not one of them has started. Obviously, Asula did get that goal on match week 2 against Liverpool as well. So I think it was the second goal, wasn't it? So yeah, bit of a mad one really, in all honesty, chap. But yeah, let's hope we do see a big Liverpool result tonight. But if we're not on it, chat, we can certainly get got at really in all respects. So like Tonali, so it's gonna be the game as it always is when you play against Newcastle United. Of course, Jonathan's a big, massive miss for them. In that respect, when's he back? Late February he's expected, because he always causes Liverpool a lot of issues, really, mainly because he ends up just spending 90 minutes absolutely volleying half of our midfield anyway and not picking up a yellow card. So it's good to not see him tonight, in respect to he's always a difficult opponent for Liverpool. But you look at Tonali, he's played featured the most for Newcastle United this season in the Premier League. He's been a stalwart in that Newcastle midfield since he's come in from AC Milan. Really adapted really well to life in the Premier League. I think this is when everyone analyses Italian players when he come from the Serie A. I think a lot of people mention that with Tonali, but he's never looked back really. I think he's really adapted well, and a talented defensive midfielder that he's got a bit of everything. He's got a lot of fair amount of pace for a midfielder as well, but his technical understanding is really good, and I think he was a big money signing for Newcastle. But I think going into next season, Newcastle, if they want to keep the likes of Tonali and the other big players that they have got, obviously Lewis Hall, I'm a big admirer of his quality. I think everyone is, in terms of, especially Livramento. I think Newcastle have got two of the best fullbacks in terms of Hall. Obviously Trippier is playing tonight, but he's about 57. But yeah, Trippier he's getting on now. But Livramento and Lewis Hall, their quality. That's certainly half of the defence, and mention the lad that they signed from AC Milan, Fiao as well. So a lot of quality in their sides. Obviously, Lewis Miley as well, a lot of talent. So they've got a lot of young players coming through. It's just about whether they can build on that youthfulness within the side, but bringing in a lot more better calibre of players in terms of next season's window as well. But it's all about FFP and the regulations and everything, who they can bring in, who they can sell as well. I just find it a bit mad that they got all that money for Alexander Isak. Of course, you don't get it all in one big chunk, do they? So I think it might be a case of maybe waiting an extra 12 months so they can get a fair bit more money from that deal as well. So yeah, it's going to be a big game tonight, Reds. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully Liverpool can get the results. 5 minutes away from kick-off, chat. Do get your score predictions in, as Mark said there. I hope it doesn't finish 4-4. Yeah. Won't be good for our heart rates anyway, mate. Yeah. I like that. Looks. Yeah, he's doing a good job, mate. I do feel. I think I remember watching. Was it on? He done a lot of the work for Sky and the Championship football, like when I used to watch bit of Championship football on Sky over the years. Surprisingly, was sacked a Hull. That was just a bit of a madness decision from the hierarchy of Hull City at the time. Did miss out on the qualification for the playoffs really with his Hull side anyway, and yeah, he just sacked him very prematurely anyway. But I do think Tilsheen, I know it's very early doors, and I know he's done really well since he's come in, but there's something about him that, listening to him, I know everyone goes, and he picked up on obviously some of the memes and everything as well, but he's a very interesting manager. What he comes out and says, some of it when you analyse it you might go, oh, but in terms of, he seems like a really good people person and very much a very good man manager, which is very important in the modern era as well. But I do think Chelsea, I think they've got a good one in respect to, and that's disappointing really. I think the work you've done at Strasbourg, in obviously Ligue 1 as well, obviously Santos used to be under his management in Ligue 1 as well, obviously the Brazilian midfielder. So he's going to be crucial in respect to them. But yeah, sadly Tilsheen, I think he'll do really well. And I think he might be a potential thorn in Liverpool's side in the future. as well. But one to keep an eye on, no mates. Yeah. But the thing is, he's a manager that likes to get the best out of his players as well. Obviously, being in the hierarchy at Strasbourg and Chelsea knew a lot about him. But what he says, I know some of the stuff he comes out with, you might look at it and go and listen to it and go, well. But I think time will tell. But I think you've got a good manager in there, good head coach. But yeah, Edisto, there we go, mate. That's the positivity. I'd love to see that. 4-1. Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. Chat. Quickly go through the starting 11. Alisson Becker, Dominic Szoboszlai, Canate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, McAllister, Gravenberch, Salah, Florian Wirtz, Gakpo and Hugo Ekitike. And for the visitors this evening, Newcastle United set up with Nick Pope in goal, Trippier, Milik Fiao, Dan Burn, Lewis Hall, Jacob Ramsey, Sandro Tonali, Joe Willock, Anthony Elanga, Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes as well. On the bench for Newcastle, you got Botman, you got Wisse, you got Asula, Murphy, Nick Voltemade as well. Did they have? I thought they had someone called Shearer on the bench. Then I was like, well, Shahar, obviously, Leo Shahar as well, Lewis Miley as well. So yeah, what Newcastle would do for have a prime Alan Shearer in their starting 11 as well. How much would he be worth, chat? It'd be certainly wouldn't be cheap anyway. Probably 200 million, like in the modern game anyway. Easy 200 million. Wait 1 second there, chat. So we are fastly approaching kickoff. If you haven't already done so, if you are new to Anfield Index, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below as well, Reds. And make sure you do tune into the post-match Raw, of course. Dave and Trev taking you through every aspect of Liverpool's game this evening, following the full-time whistle. As You'll Never Walk Alone gets belted round every corner of the ground as well. Referee tonight, Simon Hooper. Tonight as well, though, chat. Let's hope he has a very quiet evening. And we're just focusing on Liverpool's quality in the game. But Ed's strap in. Liverpool, Newcastle. It's always been a fixture that was certainly provided the Premier League and all Liverpool and Newcastle fans with a lot of ups and downs in these games. But there we go. Newcastle United on the halfway line anyway. And we are underway here, Eds. Come on. Obviously, Newcastle United did play Paris Saint-Germain, as we mentioned before. It was a good draw, really, but I think Paris fans and certainly Geordies would have liked at least an extra 2 points in respect to their qualification, a bit more higher up in the league standings of the Champions League. But yeah, Newcastle will be certainly wanting to be playing on the front foot. And they've done really well. First 30 seconds, they've still kept all of the ball from the kick-off. But I'll tell you what, chat, Newcastle, as we know, are a side that can certainly punish Liverpool in respect to the back line. But let's not forget all of our footballing qualities that we can certainly show, as we did on Wednesday night. Hugo Ekitike, who was in negotiations with Newcastle United, obviously prior to Liverpool's interest. But I'll tell you what, Newcastle were messing about with Isaac, so we said, you know what, we'll sign both of them anyway. Get in here, Newcastle. Gordon, ball into the penalty box, cleared by Milos Kerkez, and as we mentioned, Newcastle United's pace on the counter-attack. There was a very good ball from Lewis Hall. Put a ball in behind Ibu Kanate. And made a crucial interception there. Milos Kerkez. So the first corner of the game has come for Newcastle United, attacking the Kop end. Newcastle first half. Liverpool attacking Danny Road end second at the first half. So Liverpool and corners, not been a great combination so far this season. Well, Virgil, who has an imperious record early this season for Liverpool, seems to be a player down for Newcastle. Hopefully everything's okay. Willock's down. He's holding his ankle. Hopefully that's not a metatarsal injury. It might be just a... Apologies, chat. Oh, yeah, just stood on there really. Chat, have a little look. Yeah. Last person that they really want to be losing is Joe Willock, given his on the ball and off the ball qualities. And Eddie Howe, yeah, it does look like a bad one, that chat. He's holding the back of his ankle. Yeah. Looks like he might be coming off here. Funny there, chat. The comments he was saying about Newcastle fans not taken happily to Isaac anyway, which is understandable, but you wouldn't think that he won them a trophy anyway last season. Cleared by Szoboszlai. Not the best of headers to Ibu Kanate. Done well there, Ibu, just to get rid. Don't want to be taking any opportunities or risks with that defensively. Dominic Szoboszlai, I was going to say, it's a mismatch for anyone. Mark and Dan Burn, one of the tallest players in European football. Well done there, Dom. Done well. I'm going to need a new camera, chat. Why does it keep on going off? Newcastle going forward here. Alanga on the edge of the box. And just on an occasion, Liverpool have just been swarmed defensively. Liverpool haven't even gone into Newcastle's half so far, and 5 minutes into the game. It's been a very bright start by the Jerseys. Liverpool down the right-hand side. Liverpool's first proper attack here. Florian Wirtz. Little ricochet there. Couldn't quite get that through ball. But Newcastle, promising counter-attack down the right-hand side. Gordon, he's got a couple of bodies to hit in the box if he can get an early ball in. He's first-time ball in. Too much. And thankfully for Liverpool, that had too much elevation on that cross. But Lewis Hall's done well to keep it in down this left-hand side. There's a double man up. It's going to be a corner, I do feel. Yeah, it will be another corner for Newcastle. Well, fair play, Newcastle. Liverpool have been on the ropes in the opening 6 minutes of this game. All Newcastle certainly haven't come here to just sit behind the ball. Newcastle, like a lot of rival sides, probably looked at Liverpool's recent poor showings across the board in Europe and in the Premier League and gone, we fancy a bit of that. Tonali on the corner, ball into the box. It's going to be another corner, I think it will be. Yeah, it will be another corner. So it's an absolute onslaught from Newcastle at the minute. All Newcastle, but touch wood. Liverpool on these corners are defending well. Hopefully not case the commentators chat. So a little bit of a variation on the corner now. Obviously it's going to be another in-swinger, but this is more favoured to Lewis Hall with a left footer now. Ball in. Oh, I'll tell you what. It's a foul on Alisson Becker anyway. And Alisson Becker very unhappy with the Newcastle players there. Let's have a little look on the replay. What are they doing here? Oh yeah, Gordon. Yeah, Gordon in the way of Alisson Becker. Just give him a little shove there. Good spot by the referee. And then Dan Burn getting involved. Yeah, absolute giant in, mate. Salah, need a bit of support. I'll tell you what, Newcastle, as we said, really doing well in respect to just suffocating Liverpool's midfielders, not allowing them any time or space or any ability to play balls into the channel. Gordon, Liverpool forward, ball, Florian Wirtz dispossessed by Tonali. McAllister's gone down off the ball here, Reds. Referee and the Liverpool bench has absolutely gone up there. And it wasn't spotted by the referee. Let's have a little look on the replay. I'll tell you what, Gordon pushing Alexis McAllister in the chest there. And Arnie Slot's going absolutely berserk and McAllister's holding his neck. But I'll tell you what, Gordon loves a red card against his boyhood Liverpool side, doesn't he? But yeah, it's just yeah. It wasn't like a chop to the neck or anything, Reds. It was just a push there. But possible yellow card, nothing more really if the referee wants to check that, but that's what Hooper's saying to Van Dijk and Gordon. Obviously, we had a Gordon challenge on Van Dijk. Was that this season, chat? At St James's. Obviously, also had a couple of red cards in this fixture. Yeah. I agree there, Doctor. Well done, Hugo. We were tuning in for the first time here, Reds, tonight. Liverpool been, for a large portion of the opening 10 minutes, of being on the back foot against Newcastle so far. And then just Liverpool giving away a silly free kick here. Got to be very careful here, Reds. Just if we can go forward tonight, just fully capitalising. But at the minute, Liverpool getting tactically outclassed in the opening 10 minutes of this game. Yeah, he did, Doctor. It was a horrible tackle, man. Yeah. Awful challenge, wasn't it? But the breakaway is on for Liverpool. We can get it right, given how pushed up Newcastle United have been. That's a yellow card, Lewis Hall. He's appealing for a foul by Szoboszlai, but surely that's blatant handball on Hall. That's got to be a card. That's gone in. He's done it again here, Gordon. Absolutely slid on an Alisson Becker's ankle there. Could be a bad challenge here, Reds. He's entitled to go for that ball, but come on, man. Straight through Alisson Becker's ankle. And we know the injuries Ali's had over the last couple of seasons. So Gordon's on a yellow card here, chat. And as Anfield certainly does respond in the usual song that we sing against Everton. Can't say it on air. But yeah, you know the song. But hopefully Alisson's okay. He's getting medical attention at the minute. Luckily enough, I think he should be okay. Yeah, he's back on his feet now, Ali. He's got to be careful there. Come on, Reds. Hold a bit of possession at the top ends of the pitch. And we can again. Another long ball's gone straight to Newcastle. To tell you what, Sonali's picking up on all these balls into their own half. Done really well so far. Another long ball for Liverpool. And it's gone to absolutely nothing. It's gone back to Dan Burn. But Liverpool just can't keep hold of the ball at the minute, Reds. Leave it there, Ekitike. But yeah, it's a ridiculous challenge, mate, wasn't it? Wouldn't surprise me he gets sent off in a couple of minutes, Reds. Gordon. The way he started the game, anyway. Another one of those tackles, he'll be 100% off. Ball over the top. Poor by Liverpool. Chat, thoughts on the opening quarter of the hour of the game? Not the greatest. But you just got to soak up the pressure. When we do go forward, just really punish Newcastle. As we did on Wednesday night against Karabag. All those chances, 10 shots on target. A lot of big chances created. And that's better Gakpo. Really striving with the ball with a lot of quality and a lot of direction. Is that going to be a foul? No. He's unlucky there, Cody. But that's exactly what we need from him. In terms of getting that ball, driving with it a good 20 yards. But just able to create that bit of space. And Anfield has certainly responded to that. It's exactly what we needed. Salah, ball down the right hand side here now. Ball in by Wirtz. It's been cleared by Dan Burn. Ibu Kanase, come on, lads. Kirker's down the left. Hugo Ekitike. Allison, all the way back to Virgil now. Can't continue to keep this up though, chat. Newcastle. If you do it to the 95th minute, then fair play, but the amount of energy that they're putting out at the minute. Ryan Gravenberch. Lovely ball into the channel. Looked like a lovely ball. Just fell to Nick Pope, who was off his line very, very quickly. Come on, Macca. Turn on it, lads. He's found Wirtz ahead of him. Lovely ball to find. Just looked like a fantastic ball. Just a millimetre above Salah's outstretched right boot there. It's gone out for a throw-in. It was a lovely diagonal. It would have been nearly a lovely diagonal switch by Flo. But interestingly enough, chat, which is understandable, just check there. Gravenberch's positioning sat in right in the middle of the Liverpool centre-halves. Just slightly ahead, but in the middle. Hugo Ekitike on the edge of the penalty area. Shot on target. First real sighter for the Frenchman. And Newcastle on the counter-attack here now. Liverpool got to be switched on and alert. Ramsey. There's an overlapping run from Lewis Hall on the left-hand channel. Joe Willock. He's went with the dummy. And Dominic Szoboszlai and Ibu Konate dealt with that really well. But yeah, certainly. Lewis Hall with the throw in now. You just know exactly where that's trying to end up anyway. Oh, Dan Burn. Of course he wins the second ball. But just got to be very switched on here, man. Like this, counter-attacking opportunity. Salah, he's onside. He's 1v1 the goalkeeper. He's got an option across the penalty area. Oh, just gone out for a corner. Oh, what a chance for Salah. Just needed a bit more of a shout across the box there. It was a fantastic ball by Dominic Szoboszlai. Just slightly, just slowed up there, the Egyptian. And yeah, just on that occasion, Liverpool, that's surely got to be a corner. How's that not being given as a corner? Should have been a corner, that though, chat. Ridiculous goal kick. But Liverpool's best kind of half opportunity, really. It's a fantastic ball by Dominic Szoboszlai to open up Newcastle's back line. Hugo Ekitike now. It's going to be some battle that between those two. Ekitike and Zamben. Two physical players. But Ekitike with a shot on target moments prior. But even if you give him half a chance, Ekitike. Salah down the right hand side here now. He's got a couple of options ahead of him. Just went for the early cross. He's been dispossessed, and that will be a foul. But Gordon at the other end has got it. He's on it. Gordon versus Ibu and Virgil van Dijk. Early ball in. Van Dijk with a crucial interception. Needed to make that. So you are from end to end in a matter of like 10 seconds. Willock was fouled. But yeah, I tell you, Liverpool got to be very cautious when we do go forward. And a crucial interception, because that would have been a 1v1 opportunity for Harvey Barnes to at least get a shot on target if that ball got into the box. Would have been a 1v1 opportunity. So Liverpool. Ball into the corner. Liverpool cleared. So ball into the box there from Newcastle. Interestingly enough, it's been every single time Newcastle have had a corner, they've put someone in front of Alisson Becker. So Ali's just got to be very much alert. He done well today to get at least a bit of any form of connection on that cross. Ball into the box. It's a poor ball by Lewis Hall there. Do you reckon, mate? Yeah. I think it was just a bit of a combination. I thought I do agree though, mate, in terms of the counter attack. It wasn't Salah's quickness wasn't quite there, was it, mate? But I think it was just a combination of that and just a slight, not the greatest touch ahead of him, really. Just need a bit more of a better shout from his Liverpool colleagues. But Virgil van Dijk now striding with the ball. Across the halfway line. Ball into the left channel. Cody Gakpo 1v1 with Trippier. There's a doubling up. Florian Wirtz trying to have a little back heel there. No foul there, ref. You are having a laugh, referee. Never a foul, man. Cody Gakpo done well there. Florian Wirtz trying a little back heel there. Couldn't quite pull it off. But Liverpool unlucky there on that occasion. All the way back to Alisson Becker there. We're 22 minutes in here, chat, and obviously Newcastle fans and certainly Eddie Howe will be very pleased in the way they've approached the opening 22 minutes of this game. But I think it's certainly caught Liverpool off guard, which I'll be even a bit surprised, in all honesty. Newcastle started like the home side, but Newcastle probably looked at Liverpool this season and gone, yeah. Mentioned the PSV game, other games that we've had at Anfield where Liverpool been really poor. But a lot of the crowd's very dissatisfied. Sorry. That's not a foul by Kerkez on Elanga, and you can understand Kerkez's frustration there, really. Elanga lost it. That's Kerkez, always the willing runner. Wiggslar, how are we, bud? Hope you're well, fella. Oh, go on. Gordon. Ball down the left-hand side. Newcastle United is a great run by Lewis Hall. He's went with the inside run, and that's going to be a foul by Ryan Gravenberch. A silly foul on the edge of the penalty area to give away from the Dutchman. Just Harvey Barnes, that's what he's wanting. As soon as he cuts inside, he's begging for a foul. Absolutely begging for a foul there. And it's a very promising opportunity for Newcastle United. Just left-hand side, centre. Left centre of Liverpool's penalty box. Just on the D. So, especially with Kieran Trippier. Obviously did score that famous free kick in the Euros for England. Not that we're bothered anyway, certainly not. But he's got that technical ability. Certainly got one of the best technical abilities in the Premier League from a set piece. And just an absolute crazy decision to give away a foul there from Ryan Gravenberch. The ball's got to do its way. Off the post by Newcastle. Harvey Barnes nearly scored. Not quite the equaliser. Nearly the goal to put Newcastle United 1-0 up. And it's the exact same technique that Dominic Szoboszlai and Mohamed Salah have scored from off the back of the last two games for Liverpool. It's a little back heel from Newcastle just to get a separate angle on the shot, on the free kick as well. So Liverpool, 25 minutes in. Not the best of starts, that's all. Yeah. I think that might be a new... No, it's not a new technique, but I think a lot of players have probably certainly looked at Salah and Dominic Szoboszlai's technique. It just gives you that bit more better angle, really, to strike the free kick. Gives you a bit more time to whip the ball over or across. It's going to be another corner. Malik Chow. And McAllister's looking like he's going to be scrapping with the referee, I think it is. It's not best too pleased there. Maka. So there's going to be another corner. Plenty of those so far, but Liverpool just need to keep on doing what we've been doing. I say that. Malik Chow won the first transition on that corner, but thankfully Gravenberch was a lot. Oh, what an opportunity missed. It's cleared. It's gone out for a throw in anyway. But that ball was whipped with such ferocity across Liverpool's penalty area there, down the left-hand channel. Lewis Hall, what a ball that is. Just begging to be put into the back of the net there from a Newcastle player. Dan Burn was at the far stick. Who was it that's jumping at the front post for Newcastle? I think, yeah, it says a lot when it's... If that was one of the forward players, I think that would have been 1-0. But Malik Chow looks like he might have overstretched in the process of that opportunity and pulled his hammy. But yeah. Yeah, I tell you, it's pulled his hammy there. But not the first time an opposition side has turned up to Anfield and dictated the tempo. We know you've got quality across the pitch, Newcastle. It's not something new. Cleared by Van Dijk. Ibu needs a bit of support here, Ibu. Well done, Ibu. What? He got the ball? Hooper, you having a laugh? He's getting talked to. He got the ball. Let's have a look at this replay. That's a ridiculous. Chatty gets the ball. But game's gone, man. Referee. Unlucky there, Ibu. You won the ball, mate. But it's presented Newcastle with yet again another opportunity to whip in a ball into the penalty box. And it's by no fault of Ibu's own there. Just a very soft free kick from the referee. So will it be the in-swing get from Kieran Trippier or the... As the cop reacts in full voice. Trippier cleared by Dominic Szoboszlai. Ball over the bar. But yeah, chat. Yeah, Toshin. Feels like 70 minutes that we played. Yeah. Big up there, Trev. How are we, la? Yeah, it's going to be... It's certainly coming into this game, Trev. I think we all knew, mate, don't we? It's always going to be a very difficult game. Certainly. Aye, Luke. We know the quality, though, chat. Especially that League Cup. The League Cup final that we had not too long ago against the Toon Army. Just Eddie Howe at the minute looks like he might have Arnie Slot's number in respect to a tactical perspective. Because Everton and Liverpool have thrown. And he's done well there. Newcastle United. But certainly it's got the Anfield crowd. It's a very fiery atmosphere tonight. But I think that's mainly due to Liverpool's fans' frustration, really, at Anfield. I know he jumped into that tackle, chat. Might be people out there, but he won the ball. Yeah, it wasn't a malicious challenge by Lewis Hall. He won the ball. It was a... He jumped into that with 1 foot anyway, but he got the ball. That's the main thing. It was a very well-timed, executed interception. Floody and Wirtz on the edge of the box. Floody and Wirtz needs a bit more movement, more than that. Big up there, Storm. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, they are at the minute, la. Yeah, they're still saying we're not too weak. Yeah, I said that before, Mark. Alright, it's going to be a long season, mate. As I said. Obviously, it looks like... Oh, sorry, chap, but it looks like Wirtz might be where Yates is limping. Hopefully he's not injured as well. Gravenberch. Hugo Ekitike! Oh, should be 1-0. But first time Hugo has actually properly got in behind this Newcastle side. And a flick of a switch, Liverpool. And it all stems, would have been onside I think as well. Big save from Nick Pope. He's tried to dink it, the Frenchman. Oh, it's a big right hand there from Nick Pope. But Liverpool's first corner of the game. It took us 32 minutes, given the extensive pressure Liverpool have suffered so far in this game. But it wouldn't surprise me if you go and scored off this corner. That's the way football is. Now, Nick Pope's won that ball anyway. But the first time Liverpool actually had a midfielder in Newcastle's half with a lot more presence, really. Obviously, Ryan Gravenberch found Hugo Ekitike moments just prior. But it's just the fact Liverpool overloaded. We had a couple of midfielders in behind Newcastle's midfield 5 at the minute. They're playing a 4-5-1. Just getting that extra man in the midfield, compacting it in the middle, making it really difficult for Liverpool to play between the lines. But yeah. Lovely ball to find Salah inside the penalty box. Needs to get his head up. Ball in, collected by Nick Pope. Last couple of minutes, Liverpool have woken up. But that stemmed from Liverpool actually finally getting the ability on the ball. Would be nice if we could see the action on the pitch. Cameras, thank you. Flea and Yates. Lovely ball down the right hand channel. Ryan Gravenberch to Salah. Edge of the penalty box. Little give and go between Salah and Yates. He's still got it. Salah. He's found Gravenberch on the edge of the box. He's shifted onto his right boot. He's been dispossessed, and there's an opportunity here for now for Newcastle to hit Liverpool on the counter attack. Well done, Ebu. Well timed interception. Read the game really well there, Ebu. Was always in control of that. Ryan Gravenberch over the halfway line now. He did on that occasion, Mark, but it's not many times. Salah, especially Salah, just gets triple man marked most games, doesn't he? Oh, is that a penalty? Gakpo's just gone down there. Probably not getting nothing from Hooper tonight. He went down there, Cody. Liverpool still got possession. No, we've won it back on the edge of the box. Dan Burn headed it away. Alanga. I haven't seen the apology chat. I need to see a second replay on that Gakpo foul. Didn't think it was too much of it really, but Newcastle at the other end now down the left hand side. Little swivel inside the penalty box. Gordon. Shot on goal. 1-0. It's a fantastic goal by Gordon. But Newcastle United sustained pressure for the first half an hour of this game and justified with that 1-0 scoreline. Liverpool have been second best for absolutely the whole of this first opening 35 minutes of this game. But Gordon, right hand side, the penalty area. Kirkes for me, he's got to be a bit more tighter to Anthony Gordon, but again, Liverpool just far too passive defensively. Newcastle piling men forwards, not the greatest of interceptions. And tell you what, sorry there, Kirkes, I'll take that 100% back there, but how wrong it was. That's a fantastic strike through the legs. He's timed that to an absolute perfection. Anthony Gordon, straight through the legs of Kirkes. Yeah. But what you can do is stop that ball from getting into that position as well. But I tell you what, another night, Newcastle certainly could be. They're already 1-0 up anyway, but yeah, chat. Gordon, the blue side of Merseyside will certainly enjoy that. And certainly every single Geordie. Yeah. But Liverpool needs to respond here, and very quickly. Gravenberch intercepted there. I tell you what, Malik Chow there putting out for a corner. But I feel there, little give and go by Ekitike. I think he could have went there on his own, no chat, inside the penalty box. He's went for the unselfish little give and go with Gravenberch, but Hugo, you're the striker, lad. Back your ability there. You had a lot more time than he expected. Liverpool's second corner of the game. Ball in. It needs to be better. Needs to be better than that, Mo. Especially when you got Big Dan Burn. Lovely flick on by Ibu. Is that a foul on Hugo Ekitike? He's went down. The referee seen nothing of it. Of course he hasn't. And Newcastle at the other end now. I still haven't seen a replay on that Gakpo foul in the lead up to that Newcastle goal. Anthony Gordon inside the penalty box now again. On the right hand side. Saved by Alisson. Cleared by Ibu. But Liverpool we just can't keep hold of the ball. Checked and cleared. The Ekitike foul. Reds Liverpool down the right hand side here now. Salah. Such an end-to-end game here tonight, chat. Salah. Second bite of the cake. Ball in. Yeah, I just couldn't quite get the right trajectory on that cross. It's fell to McAllister. Back to Salah. No. Lewis Hall defended that resolutely. Hugo Ekitike winning that ball back really quickly. He's done well there, Hugo. He's playing right wing at the minute. Oh, lovely ball to find Salah! Corner. Offside. You are having a laugh. But I tell you what. That's an absolute joke of a decision, by the way, chat. He's onside. That should be a Liverpool corner. The left back's playing him on. Let's have a little look at that. Of course, we only get one replay. Of course. But chat, thoughts on the game so far? But certainly an impressive start for Newcastle. We haven't really made Newcastle work for it. You just played far more superior side so far in this game. Salah inside the penalty box. Deflection to Florian Wirtz inside the penalty box. Set him up, Hugo Ekitike. Get in there, Hugo, lads. But I tell you what, the brilliant feat, trickery from Florian Wirtz. Lovely little twinkle toes there from Florian Wirtz. The ability to shift that ball onto his left foot inside the penalty box. But Hugo Ekitike, the face. Proper bit of quality inside the penalty box on Liverpool tonight. And it's been Liverpool's 2-star performers of the season so far. Hugo Ekitike putting that into the back of the net. But the awareness, chat. Absolutely phenomenal awareness by Florian Wirtz to know that Hugo Ekitike is inside the 6-yard box. So he just makes things look so seamless. The German attacking midfielder gets in. And that's certainly the response that we needed to go in a goal behind. And Isaac certainly did enjoy that. And Liverpool at the other end here now. Newcastle going forwards. What are we doing? Straight from the kickoff, getting done in behind. What are we doing? It's a corner to Newcastle. Ridiculous. Too easy. Just too easy. And Van Dijk thankfully got his boot on that. Whoa. This could be a 4-4 chat. Sorry, chat. The camera wasn't even recording the match. Well, it was on the match, but the director in the camera gallery could have done with actually putting the camera on the pitch when Newcastle are going forward. Ball into the box for Newcastle. So it's going to be a goal kick here. As Aristo said, basketball well and truly, mate. Hugo Ekitike, he's got a couple of options ahead of him. Just left-hand side the penalty box, Hugo Ekitike. Oh, what a finish! Chat, that is reminiscent for me of Fernando Torres' goal against Chelsea. Get in. 2-1. But wow. How good is this lad, chat? How good is he? How good is he? I'm lost for words. What a finish. Hugo Ekitike. Every time he gets the ball, you just expect him to put it in the back of the net. That's more like Liverpool of the old. A phenomenal ball by Milos Kerkez down the left-hand channel. There's only 2 Newcastle defenders inside the penalty box. Oh, it's a lovely stabbed finish by Ekitike into the bottom right corner. Oh, yes. Chat, that is a world-class finish. World-class. Wow. Oh. I think Frankfurt, hopefully they're not watching tonight because they might want an extra couple of million for Ekitike. Looking like an absolute bargain. And we're only in January. Just need to keep him fit, chat. Chat, what are we saying in that finish? Absolute joke. Yeah, it's a bit of a mad game tonight, mate, isn't it? But yeah, always can see it at the other end. But Liverpool going forward here now. Hugo's on a hat-trick. Floody inverts. Oh, Hugo. It just went unselfishly there. But I'll tell you what, chat. Wow. We've got the positives in this season, of course, being very inconsistent, we have. But little moments of brilliance and magic. Signs to the, not just the future, but the present of this Liverpool side. Ridiculous quality between Ekitike and Wirtz. Magical footballers. Magical. One more, chat. But and as I've said, chat, Newcastle in the opening stages for like 35 minutes into this game. Yes, they were all over Liverpool, but they were expending a lot of energy. I said at the beginning of the game, didn't I, to use chat, that it needed a lot to keep up the momentum and the rhythm. Well done there, Dominic Szoboszlai down the right hand side. And it looks 45 minutes into the game now, and that Newcastle are absolutely knackered. Ball in. Oh, an integral interception by Chow. Can we? And there's 5 minutes. Sorry there, chat's been absolutely manic. End-to-end football. I completely missed that. 5 minutes added on. Apologies, chat. But can Liverpool get a fair goal in this game? And it won't be putting the game to bed. It'd certainly just be half-time. Because there's certainly a lot more goals in this second half. But football, chat? Liverpool cornered into the box. Ekitike, to free header. Free header. Just bounced off his head. I think he's just surprised by the time that he's got on the front post, yeah. And obviously just jumped a bit too early there. Lacked the direction on the header, but wow. So I'm saying, wow. Rockstar he is, Storm. Yeah, we just absolutely robbed Frankfurt blind for that fella, in all honesty. Worth absolutely every single penny. prior to the 2 goals, mate. Oh, that's got to be a bad foul. Yeah, but I think, Doctor, you got to... Before the 2 goals anyway. It's not like Liverpool were cutting open this Newcastle United side. Newcastle were, in terms of the momentum and everything, really. Yeah. Newcastle were the better side. Prior to Liverpool's 2 goals. The momentum was in their favour, but Liverpool capitalised 2 big opportunities inside the penalty box. Now Liverpool have got the momentum. Yeah, I don't think it's a case of being negative, mate. I think people have got eyes when they're watching a game. Yeah, it was a great goal. There we go. He is, mate. Let's have a quick look. How many goals was that in the Premier League now? Yeah, Ekitike's 10th in the Premier League, that is, chat. Ball into the box, over the bar there. Yeah, ball over the bar. 5 minutes added on, so we've got minute 20 left. Calm as you like. Ekitike. But yeah, looking at the goal score there, Haaland's on 20. Thiago of Brentford's on 16 goals. Semenyo's on 11 and Hugo's on 10 goals, 2 assists so far. But I'll tell you what, chat. In what has been a very mixed bag in respect to Liverpool's form this season, certainly in the Premier League, but I think the way to look forward to the future is, of course, V8 and Ekitike, how we can very much get them into more promising positions that we've seen in the opening, certainly the latter stages of this first half anyway. But that's the beauty of having world-class talented footballers. You can change the game on a dime, really. But yeah, Newcastle, they're absolutely spent, really, chat. That equaliser has taken all the momentum and rhythm out of this Newcastle side. It was basically a sucker punch, wasn't it? Liverpool getting equaliser and then very quickly reacting with the second goal. There we go. A very quick fire double as well. Yeah, 100% there. Sorry there, Charles. Stop the clock. So, chat, that is half time. As I said, prior to those 2 goals anyway, Newcastle had the far more superior, bigger chances anyway. But a quick fire 2 goals. Liverpool, Ekitike at the double anyway. But Liverpool found themselves 1-0 behind on the 36th minute, courtesy of an Anthony Gordon goal. And then Liverpool 2 quick fire goals on the 41st minute from Hugo Ekitike. A lovely assist, chat. If you haven't seen it, or if you listen to the audio commentary tonight, yeah, special footballer, man. Those 2 lads very quickly paying off the money, and I'll tell you what, if they continue in this, which is expected, the upward trajectory in regards to their form. Obviously, everyone speaks about Dominic Szoboszlai, but I think Ekitike and certainly Florian Wirtz, yeah, special footballers, man. Chat, we're very blessed to being supporting a football club that brings in these talented footballers, and they are the standard. They are the standard that should be consistently playing for this football club. And if there's a player like Vates in the future that you can go out and spend a lot of money, but you can certainly build a team round, then certainly, hopefully, Liverpool in the future will identify whether that be a centre-back, another position within the side. Then I'm pretty sure the club will certainly back Arnett or whoever's in charge as well. So, yeah, it's a fantastic goal. Chat, what do you think about that second goal, as I said, on the reaction to it anyway? For me, it was a bit of a similar position to Fernando. Remember that first Fernando Torres goal that he scored against Chelsea? But yeah, just the movement for me, chat, in respect to just the way in which he got in behind the centre-back, and just it's a phenomenal finish, man. Yeah, it's like one of those like little stabbed finish, wasn't it? Like a little toe poke into the bottom right corner anyway. But yeah, what about Liverpool? Yeah, as Mark said, this is what Liverpool-Newcastle games are always about every single time anyway. Yeah, it's not good for our heart rates anyway, certainly, as being supporters of Liverpool, and even the Geordies watching at home tonight anyway. They'll be certainly very displeased by the way in which Newcastle very quickly succumbed to the pressure, really. Like, it was really poor. We spoke about, obviously, prior to Newcastle getting their first goal tonight, that Liverpool far too passive, very poor, prior to Liverpool getting the 2 fire goals anyway. But yeah, just Liverpool getting back to basics and very much scoring and getting the balls into the right areas of the pitch and giving the lads that can do something, with adding a lot of quality as well. So, chat, Hugo will be wanting that hat-trick ball anyway, but the main thing is Liverpool, whoever scores that third goal, hopefully we can just start putting in a lot more goals as well now. It's all about repetition, confidence as well, building for the side. But yeah, Newcastle, as soon as that equaliser went in for Liverpool tonight, Newcastle look absolutely spent, off the feet really, taking the stuffing out of them really. But yeah, I think Hugo is more ring role play. I think Hugo is more wing role can play next to Isaac. Yeah, I think long term in this though, that will be how he functions within this side. I do feel long term it will be Isaac through the middle, Ekitike off the left hand side. Or we've seen already on a couple of occasions, not many this season, Hugo's so good in both channels. I think there was a game this season, was the Fulham game, where he played some tactical tweaks as well. You can do it on the right, you can do it on the left, you can do it in the middle as well. That's the beauty of Hugo Ekitike. He's so good off both feet, off his right, off his left, and even with his head as well. Did skew it for header tonight, but we've seen already this season, like, he's so raw, like, in terms of how good he is. Like, he's only going to get even better as well. So, yeah. As Dave, I won't read that out because, yeah, apparently I'm being negative tonight anyway. Which is a bit mad. I'm not going to sit here and go, yeah, we've been playing amazing when we're getting battered and certain prospects are like, yeah, it's a bit mad anyway. So I won't read that one out anyway. But nice one, Dave, for your comments. We need more pace in the wings, Eddie. Yeah, we do, mate. I think, yeah, it depends. Like, when you got Hugo Ekitike in those areas of the pitch, sometimes tonight, prior to Liverpool getting the 2 goals, there was a bit of a you're watching Gakpo sometimes coming in certain areas that Ekitike is thriving in. Long term, Ekitike will be facilitating Liverpool down that left hand side anyway. So it's going to be interesting long term Liverpool post the Mohamed Salah era, how Liverpool do function in respect to the setup and everything really. So yeah, but as we said already tonight, chatting, when you've all analysed Ekitike this season, like, he's so good in every area of the penalty box, off the right, off the left, and through the middle. So yeah, jack of all trades really, master of all in terms of what he does on a football pitch, and fundamentally, most importantly, he's getting the goals, the crucial goals for Liverpool. So yeah, Yeah, no, Luke, I'm not even going to mention that about Ebu. Appreciate your comment, mate, but I massively disagree. I think he's had a good game. I know Liverpool on a couple of occasions have looked certain open in some aspects, but that's not just Canate. It's a whole defensive collective, really. I felt Ebu's had a decent game, in all honesty, chat. The way I look at the goal in which we did concede, as I mentioned, at first I thought I thought Kirkes could have done more, but on the second analysis, as I said, when you're doing a watch long straight away, but on the second replay, obviously it's a fantastic finish by Gordon through the legs of Kirkes. The way I'm looking at that, and probably the Awareness slot and the Liverpool defenders, and we need a bit more from the midfielders and even your attacking players as well in terms of Liverpool's forward line. Defensively need to be shutting down Newcastle in terms of just limiting those opportunities. But yeah, you can stop that ball even before it's got into the penalty area. But fair play by Gordon putting the ball into the back of the net. But I felt, for me, I think Kanate's had a good half as well anyway. Yes, we conceded, but I think in an overall team collective, it's not just one individual player. It's a collective, really, defensively. As well. I got 1 second there. Shots. Yeah. It seems to be the same fella that has literally about 10 accounts anyway, that continues coming in the chat anyway. Yeah, we can see them from an absolute mile away anyway, can't we? Yeah, it's not my first rodeo, mate, so in a bit lah. When Liverpool play, quicker is always better. It is, Mark. Yeah, it certainly is much better when we play quicker. But we can't always play quick, can we, Mark? I think we all, as we said, the way in which we reacted to getting those 2 goals as well. Teams, we can, especially European competition as well, we've already showed on Wednesday night, we've showed for like a 5-10 minute period there, 5 minute period at the back end of that half, that Liverpool, when we can play at that speed, when we can fully function, getting our best players on when they're playing in their peak form as well, they can do really well, can't they? So yeah, true there, Doctor. Yeah, I do agree, mate. Yeah, and I wasn't having a go at you before, Doctor, anyway. Just, it's one of them, mate. Even if Liverpool win the Champions League anyway, if we are successful this season, there'll be still sections of the fan base. Of course, when we all analyse the Premier League, it would have been nice if we can win the league, but if we win the Champions League, then fantastic. In life, you can never satisfy absolutely everyone, whether it's watching Liverpool or whatnot. Even me on the commentary tonight, there's always well, that's the thing. I can always improve. I always will look to improve as well. But, yeah. So it was one of them. Yeah. Yeah, and just some of these names as well. Like, I'm not even going to bring up that comment. You'll get them. Yeah. Same fella that's got about 20 accounts. I'm pretty sure you can all see it in the comments chat anyway. Some of these mad names as well. City fans. Well, it's probably not City fans. Probably the same fellow with about 20 accounts. Yeah, it's far too much time on your hands there, bud. Yeah, far too much time. Whoever it is. Probably it's Saturday night. Go and enjoy your weekend, mate. Instead of just sitting watching a Liverpool stream. But yeah. Yeah. Can McAllister... Possibly though, okay. Yeah, you can. There's going to be McAllister, the combination play last season. Liverpool's midfield was so good. Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch as well. Like, the combination play between them last season. Of course, this year, when you're changing 2 of your big figureheads in your defensive unit, it's going to take a lot of time in terms of them getting used to each other as well. Obviously, Frimpong coming in, changing the right back, facilitating, being a new right back every single time. It felt like, obviously, Gomez had played there, Frimpong, Bradley, and obviously Kirkes being hopefully nailing down a more of a regular first team position as well. It's always going to take a bit of time in terms of that back line getting consistent, getting a bit more of a technical understanding as well. Of course, there's been even moments tonight where Liverpool being bypassed, but I think it's just a case of everyone getting used to everyone this season. Mentioned with Frimpong, obviously Frimpong's not playing tonight, but Dominic Szoboszlai playing right back tonight, so it's not his favourite position considering how well he's been, how good he's been this season. So yeah, it's just been a bit of everything really. So you're mentioning his wingers. Do you reckon, Bud? As I said, certainly, obviously Luis Diaz did provide a lot of Liverpool's pace. As you said there, we do need speed. I think for every top European side, having that ability to counter-attack. Certainly Hugo Ekitike, very quick. Over the first 20-30 yards as well. Very quick for a big man as well. But obviously Florian Wirtz travels very quickly with the ball in terms of his low centre of gravity. His ability to shift from his left to his right as well. He's done really well. Yeah, sorry there, bud. I took my headset off. What was that, bud? During that, yeah, there's that many ads. Ads on absolutely everything these days, anyway. But I suppose it pays for the money that Liverpool and, well, I was gonna say Man City spend anyway, but yeah, that we spend on Hugo and all that. But adverts, but yeah, we need a bit more pace anyway. But I think the quickest way any team can transition with the ball is just the ability to pass the football as well. Just being a lot more better controlled and just dictating the tempo of the game better in certain aspects. That's why I mentioned obviously the midfield last season was spot on. Yeah, as Mr. said there, yeah, nobody quicker than Frimpong. Yeah, one of the quickest players in European football, wasn't he, Mr.? But it's going to be one of them, chat. Hopefully we can get the third goal. Chat, who's been your stand, well, it's obviously probably Ekitike as well, chat, but what do you want to be seeing in the second half? Certainly more goals anyway, but I think it took a while for Liverpool to grow into this game. But it's just got to be patience, hasn't it, Reds? As we say on the watch-alongs as well. Isn't always going to be hitting the ground running straight away. And the way in which Newcastle did set up tonight, as we said, 35 minutes into the game, Liverpool were second best. You could hear from the atmosphere and the ground as well that there was a lot of dissatisfaction, really, in respect to that. What are you checking here? Oh, are you saying that the ball was moving? Oh, no, sorry. No, I was just saying that they weren't set. But yeah, I thought they were just analysing Alisson's goal kick there. But that's... How long has it been since Liverpool counter-attack like that? For me, Reds, it's very... That's the Liverpool of old. That's where Liverpool do thrive in. Isn't it, Chan? In terms of 2-3 passes, Liverpool at the other end of the pitch as well. Very, very quickly transitioning. More of that, Hugo, and Liverpool in general. And I'm pretty sure we certainly enjoyed the speed in which Liverpool counter-attack on that second goal. More of that, please, Reds. That's where certainly Liverpool do thrive. Liverpool attacking the Kop end in the second half, Reds. No changes for either side here, Reds. Second half's underway. I'll tell you what, chat, if we can get the third one, the next crucial, the third goal for Liverpool tonight, could be very, very crucial. Yeah, 100% Trev. Tonali. Ramsey. But we know, chat, innit? Like the Newcastle, fair play by them. Like no one touched you there, Langer. Yeah. But Newcastle, fair play. Like we're playing on the front foot up until like over the half an hour stage as well, and getting the goal. I was just a bit surprised by the way and the lack of speed in relation to defensively not being compact. But Liverpool's quality showing. No, he's on the bench, bud. He is on the bench. Just we mentioned pre-match as well. Very surprised. He got Wissard, he got Walter Mardet, and we got Asula as well, all on the bench. Yeah. Trent just on a dime, really, as we know. And he just could have just played any type of ball and got Liverpool up the pitch very quickly. I think long term, no chat. I think when we've all analysed Liverpool, like I'm not bothered about the referee. Get him off the camera. Sorry, there, chat. Hooper making it all about him. It's a free kick to Newcastle. But Liverpool long term in the next couple of months, especially the back end of the season as well, trying to just find a way of not always relying on Salah as we did last season as well. But I think that way and who and how we do that is obviously Floody and Vert playing a massive role in that. That's why he's brought in to be one of the main vocal points in terms of creativity. Ryan Gravenberch. Oh, take your time there, Grav, lads. Don't panic. Just completely air kicked that, Grav. Go on, Ekitike. He's got a couple of offsprings ahead of him. Cody Gakpo to Salah inside the penalty box. Szoboszlai. Oh, deflection there. Unlucky there. I'll tell you what, fortunate there, Newcastle. Took a ricochet off one of the centre halves. The way that's been for us this season, chat. Oppositions have done that and it's just ricocheted past Alisson Becker a couple of times this season, but nearly lost that, Nick Pope. McAllister was prowling round the edge of the penalty box. It's going to be a throw-in for Newcastle. On the halfway line, down this left-hand side. What are you talking? It's a cup of tea, lads. What are you talking about, lad? Tell you what, some of yous are a bit mad in the comments tonight, aren't you? A lot of very cheeky messages. Go on, Hugo. Hugo! Oh, no. That should be 3-1. Yeah, I did say, but attacking the cop end, I did say before. That's not a foul. Not a foul. One referee. the way to Alisson Becker as well. Just telling the players just to shift a bit more up the pitch. Yeah, as Helen's saying there, felt Ebro had a good game. Newcastle with a corner. First corner of the second half for them. Scramble. Liverpool got away with it. Alanga. Ball into the box. It's fell to Trippier. Ball back in. Away by Ibu. Back to Alanga. Ball in. I tell you what, got away with that Liverpool. Chow should have went with his head. And if he did, that would have been 2-2. Got away with one there, Liverpool, on the front post. Ali at least come off. And that's how you deal with Dan Burn. Well done, Ibu. Well done, lads. Come on, referee. That's a foul on Salah. Not done a book down there, nah? No. Okay. Long ball for Liverpool. Give it another 5 minutes, chat. I do think they will bring on one of the... they need to be bringing on at least Nick Waltermader. Someone to at least keep hold of the ball. Obviously, Wissa in that Brentford side absolutely used to terrorise Liverpool, didn't he? Defensively. Well done, Grav. Typical Gravenberg turn there. Oh, it's done well to travel with the ball. Just the final pass there, the most important aspect of that move. So Bosley to Gravenberg down the left hand side. Liverpool trying to open up that Newcastle defence. Cody coming inside. Can he tear off? Or he's going to go for a shot. Went for the shot there. Lucky there, lads. Goal kick here for Newcastle. No foul there by Ibu. Done well there. It's going to be offside there. Harvey Barnes inside the penalty box. Alanga. Going to be a corner. I was going to say, yeah, he's offside. Line out, typical. Taking half an hour to get this flag up. Absolute mile off there. Yeah, mile off. Alanga. Yards off. Liverpool going forward. Better by Cody, keeping all the ball and getting the team up higher the pitch. Who's getting booked here? Someone's just been booked. Probably Eddie out. Is it? Someone on the bench has got a yellow. Jason, yeah, looks like Jason Tinder might have got a yellow card anyway. That duo we just don't quite get, really. But Jason Tinder shaking the hands of managers first before even Eddie Howe's shook his hands. Dominic Szoboszlai here. Off the free kick. Sent to the penalty box, 35 yards out. If Dom scores here again, well, ball in. Van Virgil back into the mixer. Good header by Virgil. Couldn't quite get that runner. Funny inside the penalty box. Well done, Gav. Oh, unlucky there, lads. It's going to be a yellow card, that for McAllister, I think it will be. It should be. Yeah. Yellow card for Mackett. That was bang on. Yellow card of the night. Ramsey getting ahead of Mackett. So an opportunity here for Newcastle. 35 yards from goal. To whip this ball in. Be interesting to see how high Liverpool's line is from an offensive point of view. Yeah, Liverpool defend on the halfway line, the penalty box. Ball to the far stick. Chow to Barnes, big save by Ali. Crucial save by Ali Becker. Didn't know much of that, Ali. The flag's gone up anyway, but regardless, world class save by Ali. Didn't know anything about the flag. Tell you what, he would have been onside there as well. It was that ball went into the back of the net. Malik Chow. Even though the flag went up. So it's going to be a foul on Maka. No, the referee said play on. Well done, Gravenberch. Tell you what, last 5-10 minutes, chat. Gravenberch, a lot of crucial interceptions. McAllister's got up off his feet. He's on the ground there. So an hour gone here at Anfield. Liverpool 2-1 up. Courtesy of a double from Hugo Ekitike. And Lewis Hall complaining there to the referee. And he's fouled. But it's an intelligent little touch. As Liverpool going forward here now, Lewis Hall's out of position. Salah. He's found Wirtz on the byline. He's still got it float. Oh, unlucky there just to be dispossessed. Well done there, Ebu, lads. He's had a fantastic game. Dominic Szoboszlai. Go on, Grav. Liverpool 35 yards from goal. Lovely ball by Maka to find Cody Gakpo on the byline. He's done well, Cody. Oh, just couldn't quite get that last touch on it, chat. And Kirk has done well just to soldier off Alanga. Ekitike, edge of the penalty box. Ball out to McAllister. Liverpool recycling possession down the right hand side. Salah running it. Lewis Hall just hasn't been on it tonight, Mo. Which is disappointing. Bit of a quiet night for him. Dominic Szoboszlai. Liverpool keeping holds a very good spell of possession here. Intercepted by Alanga. Newcastle's wingers are really having to come back very deep here. That's really punching them going forward, especially in the second half. Newcastle's wingers, more or less playing as right wing back and left wing back, doing well defensively, but when they want to go forward, the lads are just far too deep, and it's helping really massively Liverpool in respect to just stopping them from playing out from the back. Well done, Ibu. Needs a bit of help here. Well done, Ibu. Excellent defending tonight. Oh, Hugo, bloody hell, not. All the way back to Milos. Bit unorthodox, but it's worked. McAllister, lovely ball to find Cody Gakpo. He's got Salah inside the penalty box. He can find him. Gakpo on the byline, ball in. Oh, just needed to get that to the far stick there, Cody. He's still got it though. Second chance, second opportunity. Gravenberch. Oh, unlucky there over the bar. Yeah, Mark, what do you think of the Champions League run anyway, mate? As I say, it's going to be it's always, if Liverpool want to be winning this competition, Mark, we've got to be playing everyone that we've got to. Of course, last year, in the big game that mattered against Paris Saint-Germain over the 2 legs, the end of it, we didn't do enough. And when you go to penalties, it's just a bit of a 50-50 shootout, isn't it, mate? Are you happy with the possible teams that we'll be getting? Obviously, after the other teams do, obviously you got still another phase of qualification. Obviously for the other teams to get into the playoff against the last 16. Hopefully a couple of the big teams do get eliminated. That would be nice. But yeah, hopefully we just see a better performance than we did in Europe this season that we did last year in the latter stages of the competition. I'll tell you what, for all this pressure in the second half, Liverpool just needing that extra goal. Not that I wouldn't write the game off, even a 3-1. Ollie Beckett, I think he's gone for... Has he gone for goal there? I think he might have. Gakpo. Floody inverts to Salah inside the penalty box. Oh, what a goal. Get in. Salah, little assist there, but Floody inverts. He's full of confidence. There we go. And we got the third goal that we wanted. That is a lovely goal by Liverpool, and much needed third goal that is. But Floody inverts. He's in such a good position there inside the penalty box, chat. He just caresses that into the bottom left corner. There we go. Fantastic. Cody Gakpo, excellent anticipation in the build-up to that play as well. Veerts to find Salah inside the penalty box. I tell you what a finish that is, chat. Well, it's all about his position and Veerts pulling off the centre half in terms of getting into that bit of space. And then it just allows him that time and space just to pass that in. It's not as easy as just passing it in, but he makes it look easy. There we go. There we go, Mark. Get in, chat. Yeah. But if you want to win it, mate, there we go. Chat, generational. I said when we signed him, and I watched a fair chunk of him in the Bundesliga anyway. As did probably a lot of yous anyway, but yeah, there was no doubt on this lad's quality. But tonight, I tell you, there's more goals in this, chat. Hopefully we can get a couple more anyway, because Newcastle was, as I said, at half time. And probably yous have all picked up on it as well. The tired minds, tired legs of Newcastle. You've got to be careful that they don't get done on a counter-attack as they did there. Well, fair play to Cody Gakpo though, chat, on that third goal. Salah now, getting a bit of space now. Salah inside the penalty box. Salah! Oh, just dragging the shot wide there. Unlucky there, Mo. Unlucky there, lads. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Boss, Vinny. Worst. Unlucky there, Mo. Unlucky, lads. Tell you, chat, as we all know, when the eventual day does arrive when Mo's no longer wearing red, we'll miss him. And we certainly will miss his goals and assists, but him as a human as well, what he represents. Seems everything great about Liverpool and Egypt as well. What a footballer, man. Just on that occasion, just looked a bit off in terms of the pace and the power, but yeah, I think a bit similar with Salah, and since he's come back, just needs a bit more confidence from himself, and the confidence will eventually come, whatever happens in the future. Oh, another assist. Goals 10 plus Premier League assists. There we go. In terms of games, he's got 10 against Newcastle United. Voltemada's coming on, chat. I don't know why Eddie Howe. I'm guessing there's Geordie's in there tuning in tonight. But very surprised he's not started. At least one of the strikers haven't started tonight. You've seriously missed that outlet. Well done there, Dom. Chat, we've got a 3-on-3 every single opportunity here. Big 20 minutes, certainly for Newcastle. Don't want to be on the end of an even bigger hiding than they've had in the opening 70 minutes of this game. But yes, it's going to be a long old season for Newcastle. If this second half's anything to go off. Yeah, mainly the doubters are from rival salty fans, isn't it, mate? Rival fans. But yeah, what a footballer, man. Yeah. We'll see a goal and assist for Flo tonight. I don't like, if you're a Newcastle fan watching this, you're fuming, absolutely fuming at Eddie Howe. He's bringing on Woltemade, Wisse, and Jacob Murphy coming on. Like, your team's getting beat 3-1. Bit too late, I think. Not sure. Yeah, 2 wingers, a DM, and a centre back in the summer. Yeah. Hopefully Wiggs. But as we've seen with chat, as we all know, like, Liverpool, especially over the last couple of seasons, especially in the window just gone. Not just gone. The window at the beginning of the year, sorry. Going out and getting Ekitike, going out getting Isaac and Wirtz. Like, we certainly spent the money, but I think it might be a case, even this window, chat, you know me, and probably a lot of Liverpool fans out there, we were asking for at least one signing to come in, maybe, but we're not privy to the meetings that the Liverpool are having in terms of identifying the talent. It might be just a case that the player Liverpool, certainly is the case this January. Obviously, buying in January is not the greatest market, but it might be a case that whoever Liverpool bring in next season, then it just might be a case that the selling club just didn't really want to be getting rid of their player midway through a season. So, Flo at the other end. Again, everything's going through Wirtz. There we go. Oh, get up! Didn't even touch you. Unlucky there, Wirtz. But, chat. So, yeah. He's looking, and chat, there's still levels to this lad's game, innit? Like, 100%. Wouldn't even say he's in second or third gear. He's still playing in first gear, I feel, Wirtz. But his first gear is certainly a lot more miles ahead of a lot of footballers out there in the Premier League and in Europe. Like, he's playing really well so far this season, growing in confidence week by week. And tonight, just another indicating factor of the quality that he has done really well tonight, but going forward as well to the future. Really positive. Yeah, Mr. Saying 3 times defensive midfielder. Yeah. Yeah, I think Tilshine, in respect, I think obviously Diamante's being linked to Lise's on a lot of Liverpool fans' list as well. Certainly Liverpool's. Gravenberch driving forwards. Oh, Grav, that's a bit over it, that. But I think once the summer comes, the end of this season, I think Liverpool will certainly be spending the money again, which is much needed. And especially if it's off the back of a Champions League as well. But that's the thing as well, though, chat. Like, when you bring in Ekitike, when you bring in Wirtz as well, like, if you're a rival player and you've got the opportunity in, say, 12 months' time to join Liverpool, similar when Salah as well signed that new deal. And even players want to be playing with great players. Like, world-class players want to be playing world-class players as well. Ekitike inside the penalty box. He's still on a hat-trick. Come on, Hugo, lad. Can he get his first hat-trick in a Liverpool shirt? A Frenchman. Well done there, Kerkers. Unlucky. Just couldn't quite get that final ball to him. Gravenberch, chat, I'm telling you, Gravenberch's gone an extra 20 yards further up the pitch. That's what we said at half time. Like, Grav in this position, in that more advanced 8 role, he's a bit higher pushed up. That's where he thrives in, really. obviously done well last year in that sixth position, but not just Grav, but I think Liverpool from a defensive point of view on a couple of occasions this season have been opened up, but Gravenberch, especially in the second half, a bit more advanced in that midfield. It's what he thrives in. It's what he did at Ajax as well. Played the right hand side of that midfield for Ajax. Of the central midfield / defensive position as well. Lewis Hall, ball into the box, cleared. I'd say, Ibu, well done, lads. Fantastic game. Yeah. Age is on the side, isn't it, Doctor? 100%, miss. 100%. Gordon should be 3-2, that chat. Gordon on the edge of the box. Yeah, certainly could. I know people might go, what? But yeah, he's a generational talent. Yeah. Age is on the side. Give him another 10 years. But the main thing is, if it's... I'm pretty sure if he does an interview, he won't be doing what a certain right back done an interview. Pretty sure Flo would be picking a team collective trophy. Yeah. That's the thing. We're just blessed though, chat, aren't we? Certainly with Liverpool. It's amazing when we do spend the money on quality. Real quality, man. But yeah, once he gets... That's where I think we've mentioned, every Liverpool fan said, obviously, post the Salah era, if he retires at Liverpool or whatever happens the next year or so, then obviously the supply line in terms of V8 creating, but getting the goals out of Isaac and Ekitike certainly goes a long way in terms of replacing Salah's output season upon season. Just got to keep those three lads fit. And then even adding on to that quality as well. What a comment that is. Aye. It's going to be a corner that for Newcastle. But 10 minutes left here. Obviously, land of the Giants at the far stick here for Newcastle. You got Walter Marzi, you got Dan Burn, you got Chow. Ball in, Ali collected that. Well done, lad. Done well to keep hold of that, Ali. He was falling backwards to the far stick. Trippier trying to sneak that in at the far stick. Well done, Ali. Gravenberch was covering that as well. If it did evade Ali. But chat, have Lewis Aspinall following the full-time whistle here this evening, Reds, on obviously the YouTube side. Obviously for the audio listeners as well, Anfield Index Pro, you'll be able to listen to that full extent of that podcast this evening as well, following the full-time whistle once it's been uploaded. But head over to Anfield Index as well, though, Reds, to check out even more on Anfield Index. Obviously, I have Daily Red tomorrow. You got post-match road again this evening as well. That's what Arnie Slot's saying, just pressing the ball. Obviously, Dave and Trevor and the lads taking you through the game tonight. Certainly, I'll tell you, chat, I know the beginning of the game wasn't the greatest start, but credit where credit is due. Newcastle didn't allow Liverpool a lot of time in the opening half an hour of this game. Obviously, they went 1-0 up, but Liverpool's response has been exceptional tonight in terms of getting back into this game and going ahead, getting the second and third goal. But the future is bright, Reds, certainly. The future is very bright with a lot of... Referee, that ball was moving. I'll tell you what, if they scored off this. But yeah, chat, the future is looking very positive with the new players and that we brought in, man. So much quality. And there's a head injury here for a Liverpool player. Hugo's down. Hopefully he's okay. He's sitting up here. I think it was a coming together between Hugo and Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, don't get me started on that little clip that went round. So was it this week? What is it? It's not his agent, is it? But yeah. Just the Jurgen Klopp quote rings very loudly for Trent, I think. For me personally. I know a lot might disagree, but like, why wouldn't you want to be part of this Liverpool team with like Ekitike, Yates? I mean, there might be a sub here for Liverpool, but yeah, just looking at those goals tonight. Well done. So Hugo, there we go. Love it, lad. He gets Liverpool though, chat. He gets Liverpool. He gets the club. He gets the people. He gets the team. Obviously, that when he had a bit of a madness when he got that second yellow, but I think he just loves being a part of this football club, and we love him. Salah's off. Is Hugo coming off as well? Well done, Mo. Mo getting an assist. Is Ekitike coming off? Yeah, which is understandable. Protect him for the game on the weekend as well. So Jones and Keys are coming on now. Yeah. Sorry there, chat. Hugo just replying to the Newcastle fans. He just went like that. 3-1. Love it, lad. He doesn't just score goals, he's got the banter as well. Fair play, Hugo, man. Let's just make those subs on the video printer on the bottom. But chat, love that. There we go, man. Just got to keep him fit, chat. Hugo. Got to keep all of them fit, really, for the season. Ball into the box. Take your time there, Grav. But certainly, Curtis Jones coming on. Doesn't look like he's wearing an Inter Milan shirt. Certainly not. Alright, let's make those changes on each chest. So Jones is on. As Keith's song gets rung all around Anfield. Go on, ref. That's a foul on Jones. Sorry there, chat. Sorry, we just... Well done, referee. There we go. First time I've actually watched a Liverpool game, or just a Newcastle game in general, where Dan Burns been booked. They are the master of, like, not getting cards, Newcastle. Chat. Get your get your player of the match in the comments, chat. For me, I think it's only out with 2 people, but get your player of the match in. Or it might be more than just 1. 2, but it's a much better second half. It's been one of the most enjoyable second halves. Well, I'd say game, really. I think as soon as the first goal, Liverpool got the second goal. But more of this, Reds. This is a bit similar, I feel. Don't know how you feel, chat. Well done, Flo. Well done, lads. Get in. Flow coming off. Well done, lads. Endo coming on. But a bit of a similar pattern of play the way we've this second half, chat. More control. Much more better control tonight. Like, since we got that first goal and then the second, and then obviously just the... But it makes it a lot more better, man. Like, more of this Reds going forward, if possible, please. Yeah, that's a second yellow card. He's got to be off. Is he mad? Is Hooper having a laugh? He's just absolutely went through the backman. Well done, Kirkes. Absolute joke. That's a second booking for Dan Burn. Just went through the back of him. Especially when he's on a yellow card. I'd say he's going for the ball, but the ball's even out of play. Okay, ref. Whatever. Lucky boy there, Dan Burn, for not getting a second yellow. Yeah. Sorry, chat. So Vert's come off for Endo. But chat, get your player of match in. Yeah, Wiggs is going for his. Yeah. Oh wait, gotta pick one there. Yeah, chat. Now we can bring on Endo, man. Like, seeing out a game of 3-1. But chat, to tell you, that's made me. Probably don't know how you feel, but the control. Much better control in the second half and the end of the first half as well. As soon as we get, but it helps massively. But the way we've scored the goals tonight, but seeing out the game in general has been much better. More of that, please, Reds, going forward. Yeah, everything's literally flowing through that man, isn't it, Reds? Still only in January, plenty more football. But a shout out to Ibu as well, though, chat. A big performance by Ibu. It's obviously been a very difficult time for the Ibu as well. We're still with him every single moment in a Liverpool shirt, but I think he's had a tremendous game. And yeah, if it wasn't for the Ekitike, obviously getting the performance that he's had, but I think certainly, shout out for me, I think Ibu's been exceptional tonight. The way he's dealt with the Newcastle attacks, marshalling, sometimes even manhandling. Not the first time he's manhandled attackers, is he? But he's had a fantastic game, Ibu, for me. Florida, man. But yeah. Come on, Ibu, get a goal here, please, let's. Ibu! Oh! He would have got me man in the match straight away if he scored that. But unlucky. On the volley there, Ibu off the corner. Bit of Johan Cruyff-esque or Van Basten on the volley there inside the penalty box. Unlucky there, Ibu. We go again, another corner. Go on, he's nearly got it again. Right, keep hold of the ball now. 3-1, 5 minutes added on there, chat, sorry. Not much happening in tonight's game. Endo, ball in. Virgil. Ooh, just wide. No. Glory, glory, Liverpool getting 3 points in a bit there. But chat, massive thank you to everyone that has tuned in tonight, everyone. Of course, obviously, I've daily read tomorrow morning. Obviously, Lewis will be covering that, bringing you all up to date. Obviously, reaction to the game, but any of the Liverpool news coming out over the last 24 hours as well. But you'll be seeing Lewis very soon. Go on, Cody. Tee him up. Oh, unlucky there, Cody, lads. You still got it, Cody. On the byline, Cody. Oh. Bit reminiscent of watching Dirk Kuyt against Manchester United on the byline all those years ago. Done so well, that's... Well done, lads. Unlucky. Yeah, as Wig says there. Choose a team. Yeah. But chat, I will see you very soon on the next Matchday Live anyway, chat. But massive thank you to everyone that has tuned in tonight. Very much appreciated as always. If you haven't already subscribed to Anfield Index, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Ebu! Canate, get in! He's got the goal! Get in! Get in, Ebu! My player of the match. I said if he got a goal, get in, Ebu. Get in, lads, and I love it. Look at that. Everyone give him a big hug. And I'm pretty sure everyone in Anfield, if we could give him a big hug, we certainly would do. And even Ali Becker, get in there, Ebu, lads. Yeah, for that goal, chat. My player of the match. There we go, Ebu. What a performance by that lad today. Well done, lads. He's getting emotional. If you're Ebu, bloody hell. Bloody hell, lad. 4-1. Well done, lad. Yeah, 4-1. Well done, Ebu, lads. 4-1. Yeah, my player of the match, Ebu. There we go. There we go, chat. Yeah, he's had a tremendous game, miss. And that, we are, and rightly so, standing ovation for Ebu. Hopefully he signs that new deal. But yeah, well done, Ebu. Yeah. As I said, the lads up front, but certainly tonight, even before that goal, certainly deserves so much credit. The quality he showed tonight, but we're all with you, Ebu. "30 seconds left, Reds. Lewis will be live in 5 minutes, Reds, so make sure you do get involved. Let Lewis know all your post-match thoughts as well on the latest instalment of the Late Night Live with Lewis Aspinall. Oh, of course, hit that subscribe button. Head over to AnfieldIndex.com for all things Liverpool. If you want to head over and subscribe and you become an Anfield Index Pro member, Reds, just if you pay monthly, £7.99, opens up so much a big, massive catalogue of LFC content as well. Obviously, a little bit of a taster on the YouTube side, but there's so much more content that we do publish across all channels on Anfield Index. Over 600 plus free articles, over 75 free podcasts a month as well. And if you do pay yearly, £59.99, comes in, it's just as little as a coffee, at £4.99 a month, and just opens up different channels, more catalogue of content of Liverpool. But Liverpool 4-1 up here, and it's been a fantastic performance. Certainly grew into the game, Liverpool, tonight, but get in, Liverpool. And a massive thank you, most importantly, to every single one of you tonight, Reds. I will see you very soon on the next show, Reds. But tonight is all about the Liverpool lads tonight, and even Arne Slot as well. Obviously, a lot of noise off the pitch, but certainly the best way to respond is from the players and sticking together and finishing this season strong as we possibly can. But a double from obviously Hugo Ekitike, give him a big hug. But yeah, well done, Red. So many positive performances tonight, but that's for Lewis to take apart the game and analyse the game as well, Reds. I'll see you very soon, chat. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Look after yourselves as well, Reds. And I will see you very soon, midweek as well, on the FA Cup. Yeah, FA Cup. Chat, I'll see you very soon. Thank you as always, Reds. Lewis will be live in a matter of just 2 minutes, so stay tuned on the YouTube side on Late Night Live. But Reds, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Get involved with Lewis and across the board as well with Anfield Index. I'll see you very soon. And thank you as always, Reds, for tuning in.